Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Mettle Games 2025, day 2, here from Kuwait, Fran.
Live from Kuwait.
How exciting. You throw me with the way to say Kuwait with a Q. It's okay. Very excited.
Kuwait?
Very excited for the teams race today. This is going to be here's the things about team races in OCR. Unique format. Almost every race brand has their own format for teams, which I think is fair to say.
Almost every race brand has their own format for teams. Absolutely. And there's something special happening today. This is kind of a different team race format that we're seeing today here. We have 4 teams taking on today, men and women going head to head, which is very fun. And that could be very exciting. And we'll tell you for why. It's going to be done in a time trial style. So each of the teams will go off with a 5-minute gap. 4 team members. Each team member does the whole course. They do the whole course together. They have 3 wristbands per team member.
So every person has 3 wristbands. If you fail an obstacle, you lose a wristband. You as an individual fail the obstacle, you lose your wristband. Mm-hmm. If an individual on the team loses all 3 of the wristbands,
it's curtains.
The team is disqualified.
Yes.
So we have 4 teams. Essentially, if you watched the race yesterday, there are the 2 of the teams are made up of elite men from yesterday. It's kind of split in half. Mm-hmm. One of the teams is the elite women from yesterday.
Correct.
And then one of the teams is new athletes to us.
And Sergey.
That's a great point. One of the teams is Team UAE / Sergey. So 4 teams, 3 of them men, 1 of them elite women.
Yes.
And the women have a shot.
So the way the teams have been designed is to divide the elite men up and put them with local athletes. And then the women are going to be racing as part of that team competition. But actually, we have evidence from yesterday that the women can complete this whole course. But we don't know about these new athletes. We don't know whether they're going to be able to complete the course. Oh, let's just interrupt ourselves. This is one of the tents where the athletes are getting ready. It's a super fun setup here. Like, I love this. It really does feel like we're in the middle of the desert.
So you can see Libby Joyce there on the left. Leanne Kofod in the middle there. Who else do we have? We have Thomas Van Tonder in the white T-shirt.
Mohammed, our race director.
Mohammed in the black sweatshirt on the left. So what we have right now is a bunch of athletes in the desert, in a tent, on a carpet. They're basically Aladdin. It's amazing.
A lot of them. So
and there's one of our rabbits, Lee, in the blue T-shirt.
Lee.
I'm trying to see who else we can see there.
In the background, there's Matan. He's one of our rabbits.
Martin in the blue shorts, right in the middle there. And then coming out, that's Thomas Van Tonder, second place yesterday.
Teams.
Let's talk about the members of the team. Who are going to watch today?
So in one of the teams, we have Ryan Atkins, Leon Kofod, Alec Blockland, and then we have a local athlete. He came 3rd place age group at the Spartan World Champs in 2021, and his name is Ahmed Ahmahid.
So that's team 1, Ryan, Leon, and the rest of the team. Who's on team 2?
Team 2, we have Veejay Jones. We have Thomas Van Tonder, and then we have 2 national team athletes from Kuwait. We have Salah Al-Hawal and Essie Al-Lawai.
Team number 2.
That is team number 2. Team number 3 is the all-female stars.
Let's go, ladies.
We have Elisa Petrova, Nicole Miracle, Eva van Ee, and Angelique Chateauneuf.
That's the top 4 women from yesterday.
That's the top 4 women from yesterday. And you know what? They could be the winners.
None of them failed any obstacles.
No, none of them failed any obstacles.
And team 4 is going to be Sergey, along with Salah Hamadi, Abuti Al-Naimai, Mohammed Al-Hassani. That is Team UAE, we're calling them. That's Team 4. Sergey came in 4th yesterday, along with the 3 athletes from the UAE. So when we were looking at the course 2 days ago, we thought that disqualifications might determine the women's field.
We really did.
And it ended up not being a factor at all.
Not in the slightest.
The weights were heavy, but all the ladies got through them. There's a lot of rigs.
What we thought was disqualification could potentially be a problem, and we also thought it would be a toss-up between speed and obstacle grip and strength.
Sure.
And that did come into play.
Yes.
So we had Angelique, who came 3rd, who's a hybrid athlete and an OCR athlete. So she's got that strength. She's used to the heavy lifting. She's very strong, and she has the grip strength. So it was really interesting. It was a really good, kind of back to what OCR is about race. But today with the mixed teams, that obstacle proficiency, I think, is really going to come into play.
We've got some athletes that you and I have, some local athletes, you and I have not seen race in person or at all, and that could determine how the team does. We know that Ryan and Leon are going to be able to finish obstacles. We don't know about that for all the team members on all the teams.
We don't.
Except for one team, we know they can finish all the obstacles.
The ladies.
The ladies.
So Zach Tate asked, how long is the course? The course is marked as a 5K, but it's actually more like 7. It's largely a similar course to yesterday, with a few of the weight obstacles taken out.
A few of the obstacles are not in there. It is a shorter course. Yeah. It's not a 10K, but it's a tweener. It's between 5 and 10K.
It's a tweener. Let's talk obstacle rules. How's the race going to work? They're going to go out time trial style, 5 minutes between each, which is, as an athlete, kind of annoying, but for a competition sense, really fun.
We won't know the winner until
the end, and they don't know, so they've got to push as hard as possible. They cannot let up at any point because they've no idea what other people are doing. But can they help each other out on the course?
Yes and no. For obstacles like the rigs, they cannot. Okay. You're on your own for the rigs. For obstacles like the walls, you can help each other out.
Okay.
The only exception is on the walls. Once you're over a wall, you can't go back around to help your team. You have to, once you're over, you're over.
So the last person has to do it on their own?
Do it on their own, or the third person can reach back and help the fourth person up.
Oh, okay.
But you cannot go back around to help, which like at World Steps Mutter, once you go over an obstacle, you can go back around, help someone up. As long as you've completed the obstacle yourself, you can walk back around to the front and then leave the obstacle. Can't do that here today.
Okay. So they've got 3 wristbands. There's no way of earning a wristband back. And once it's gone, it's gone. And once you lose your 3rd wristband, the team is out.
So they have 3 wristbands, but that means you only have 2 failures
2
allowed.
failures, which is less than yesterday.
It's less. Yesterday had 5, but again, no one needed them yesterday.
Nobody needed
Wristbands were not a factor at the individual race yesterday.
Well, we caught up with a few of the athletes pre-race. A lot of them feeling quite sore. They made it look easy yesterday. These are very proficient athletes, and they made it look like they were breezing through some of them, but they're paying for it today.
They are. Veejay Jones in particular, we just saw him about 5-10 minutes ago. His shoulders are sore from the carry. Now, he loved the heavyweight.
He did.
He told us how he came in last to one of the sandbag drag, I think. He came in last to it, and he left in 3rd place. That's where he ended up finishing, was in 3rd place.
You see, Leon and Thomas Van Tonder going for a jog. Team long legs there.
One of our rabbits there. Shout out to our rabbit crew. We brought in 5 of the fastest men from Europe to rabbit for us. They are outstanding. I know you guys can hear us as we're talking. Well done, you 5. Now, what's interesting?
Now they're starting to jog. They're like, let's prove we're fast.
They're like, oh, we're on camera. You guys are fine. You can save it for the course. No shame in that game. It's fine. Each team, because we're on team trials, each team will have a dedicated rabbit. So we'll be able to cut back and forth where the action is on each team as the race goes on. How long do you think the race will last today?
You know what? Because so this is part of what we're going to talk about. So the athletes have to do the rigs all in one row. It's the same style, even though normally that's done to stop impeding someone else's progress. But that's still the rule here. Even though they may be out there by themselves, they do it all on one row. But the weights will be relay. So actually, even though the course is slightly shorter, if we're waiting for a team to do the Atlas 4 times, we could be seeing, this may not be as fast as we're expecting.
We also may see teams catch up to each other at some of the heavy carries. So as one team is making their progress, they'll get to the obstacle. The first person will do the drag, and the second person can't start their drag until the first person's finished. We can actually talk about. We have the race map up there. We're kind of highlighting 11 through 14. Those are the endurance obstacles, the energy ladder, the rope climb. I think the most interesting part for us may be the heavy section of obstacles, the carries.
Sorry, the numbers are not the same. That's the numbers from the map yesterday.
So these are all the obstacles from today. Numbers may necessarily correspond, but we're looking at the armor carry. Armor carry is the large weighted ball. We can grab those weights. The large weighted ball with the 2 chains. Remember, one thing that armor carry has is different than we may have seen in the past is it's just chains. You're just grabbing chains.
I didn't find that a problem. I'm not going to lie. I liked it. The chains are quite long, wrapped around my wrist, hold it in my hands, boom. The handles didn't pose an issue.
I have delicate hands, Fran, and as I was grabbing those chains,
as we discovered the other day, I have nice calluses, and you have baby soft hands.
I have baby soft. It's moisturizing, Fran. I'll tell you about it later.
Okay.
Sandbag carry, Atlas carry, the Mettle flip. Which of those do you think will be maybe most game-changing for the race?
Probably the Atlas. Atlas, or actually Atlas is harder because you got to pick it up. That could be really tricky.
The Atlas carry, it was fun to watch the athletes yesterday.
Having the different techniques.
Atkins and Thomas Van Tonder just threw it up on their shoulder like a sack of potatoes.
But someone commented on the YouTube comments, and by the way, please do send us comments whilst we're live. We'll throw them up on screen when we can. It didn't really save it didn't save much time. And it's quite, that seems quite tiring to do. I'm going to say, I think the biggest change for the team race will be, as our rabbits christened it, Rig Road. The tactical section, Rig Road.
There's a stretch of the race where you can just see all the obstacles in front of you.
Yeah.
And the athletes like that. They said, I can, kind of see what I'm up against.
It was a beautiful shot of a shoe.
So we are a few minutes away, about 5 minutes away from the start line. We can hear, here we go.
Straight to the tunnel.
Mohammed on the right with the race briefing, our race director.
And you will see a new markers, the
Do you know
flags.
what's really fun about this race?
So this flags.
You've got loads of really
The big
fun
flags.
extra things like a row of classic cars. You've
Okay,
got
guys.
children's entertainment, tons of food.
And there was a magic show yesterday.
There was a magic show.
Or do you just take one weight and share it?
Ryan Atkins asking questions, already
It's not sharing.
theorizing.
There are not waiting area. You will take, because this is an open area, you will wait, and after you finish, you will pass the weight for your teammate and complete. Until they finish, you grab the rope and you complete rolling. Okay.
About 3 minutes from scheduled race time, race start.
So they're asking about, can they go at the same time for the weights? And the answer is no. And I was just in my head trying to work out how much difference does that make? Because you've still got to wait for the slowest team member. But if, let's say, 3 people take 5 minutes and 1 person takes 3 minutes, how much does that impact over having to wait? It really does. Each person's time really adds up and makes a difference rather than going all at the same time.
Yeah, if they were all able to go together, if one takes 5, 5, 5, and 3, then it'd be 5 minutes there. But they'll be 18 minutes in your scenario there at that obstacle.
Mm.
Yeah, they're running. It's a short race,
So the fastest everyone goes makes a difference.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is really fun, actually. So every team member is impacting it. You're not as slow as your slowest member, which is often kind of the vibe with a team race. Or when you do things together, you go the speed of the slowest member. You're as slow as the slowest member. Every member's progress counts in everything you do here.
So it's a team race at the same time, but it's also a relay race. Miniature relays inside the race.
The team must take only one line. One line.
Talking about the rigs. When they approach a rig, every team has to go through the same lane. So essentially, one person at a time. You can probably get 2 people on the lane at the same time, but they can't spread out across the rig.
Yeah. Corey Edwards is asking, is it warmer today? It is. It's not as windy as yesterday, but it is still breezy. It is cold though. It says it's 9.8 degrees. It feels colder, doesn't it? I'm wearing 3 jackets.
9.8. It feels about 49 degrees Fahrenheit, I'd say.
Reach to the middle of the obstacle. Middle of obstacle. Yeah. But the rope must, the first one, finish, and then bust the rope, then do this technique, the first one. Okay? Everything will run with rope. Yeah.
Oh, of course. We haven't mentioned this.
Okay.
They run with a rope.
So, first team
They're connected
will
as a
start
team.
Middle team.
That will keep them together.
Yeah.
I think this is the first gasp that you're going to be hearing about the rope. That sound you just heard was our YouTube strike.
So we've got a question here on the comments. What's the reason for starting teams at different times and still doing obstacles in sequence? Will make racing real weird to follow, right? That feels like 2 questions. Do you mean what is the reason for them having to take one lane? Because in sequence, of course, you have to do it in sequence because that's the map. But if you mean taking one lane, we can expect people will catch up with each other. And it's also just good team etiquette to stick to one lane, which also means you have to do it kind of, again, everyone's progress counts, like with the weights. So you're not just, if it takes 4 people 4 minutes, then that's 4 lots of 4 minutes rather than having to wait for 4 minutes. I think it's interesting. I always say this is my line. OCR is a baby sport. We're still developing. I think it's fun to try new things, see how it works, take a risk, do something that other people haven't done before. Why not? Why do what's already been done? If you're starting something new, start something new.
I do like that individual racing is pretty much standardized-ish across brands. But team racing, literally, Spartan has a team format for racing. OCR World Championships has a team format. World Toughest Mudder has a different team. Like, literally, I'm trying to think of two different race brands that have the same team format. And you can do whatever you want. Do whatever you want. Hey, if you want to support race coverage like this, join the OCR Report Patreon. Become a member for $5 a month. Patreon.com/the OCR Report. Support the sport that we love.
Support the sport.
Start 2025 as a member of the OCR Report. We got some cool stuff lined up for this year for our OCR Report members. Love to have you there. Patreon.com/the OCR Report. Got our start line here.
Less windy today. We are able to have a start line up.
It is so much warmer without that wind today.
I was shivering yesterday. We finished yesterday, and I was like, I feel more tired than I do after we do 24-hour coverage.
Which is an insane thing to say.
But it was true. I was dead.
But
I think it was all the shivering.
There's our race director, Mohammed.
He is a good guy.
Excited. There's our ropes for our Team Unity long ropes. Now, if they wanted to spice it up, they could cut those in half, make them 4 feet long, and you got to stay in step.
I did a team event a couple of months ago, back in the summer last year, and one of the obstacles, one of the games, it was a series of 5 games throughout the day, was you had to run as a team, but the ropes were kind of done in a cross. So you each had a rope to hold,
sure,
and you had to run in a formation, a 2x2 formation.
Sure.
It was good.
Fun. Yeah.
So here we go. So they've got to run in a line. I'm going to say, if I was a local athlete, I'd be so nervous right now.
Can you imagine being assigned to a team with Ryan Atkins and Leon Kofood and saying, all right, don't slow him down. Leon in the front. Alec Blockland in second there. Ahmed Alamid in third position. Atkins as the anchor. So Leon will be pulling Atkins, keeping him from slowing down. Getting last-minute direction, guidance. Everyone's had the rule book for a little bit now. But still,
we don't read them.
It's literally at the start line. You're like, oh, what about this one thing?
Listen, it's worth asking the questions.
It's better to ask now.
Always worth asking the questions rather than making the mistake. There we go, Team UAE.
Thomas Van Tonder on the left. You can tell by his T-shirt.
Is there a second ladies team?
We haven't heard about one. It'll be interesting to see. And we are moments away from the start of our first team heading out. Ryan Atkins on the left.
So Thomas asking, why not start teams at once so we know who in front? Here we go. Off they go. Team 1.
And they're off. Mettle Games Team Race 2025.
So yeah, it's an interesting question from Thomas, but why do we do time trial style races?
Why not?
Why not? I think it changes the competition. You have to push differently. You don't know who you're going to be against, who's going to be pushing against you. You don't know if you can let up at all. See our rabbit in the background running alongside him. Well done, guys. I think it adds a fun element. Is it the best way? Who knows? We'll find out. But it adds a fun element for sure.
I did not think of it until you mentioned it. But man, I would not want to be the fourth guy on one of these teams.
Scary, huh?
Oh man, You got to have the race of your life just to keep up with them.
Up there in the front, Jason Bronick, some of the fastest legs in UK OCR at the minute.
So we're 1 minute into the race. We're going to start new heats every 5 minutes, or new teams every 5 minutes.
5 minutes just feel like a big gap. 2.5 minutes maybe feels like it would be more.
It does, but okay, there you go.
So they don't have to be holding the rope to go through obstacles.
Over, under, and through. There's Martin, one of our rabbits. Well done, Martin. Got that rope, jump back on, and they're gone. First obstacle down. Well done, fellas. You know, even though they have to stay in the line, you can tell like two of the guys are holding in their left hand, two of the guys holding in their right hand, and they're able to run.
They kind of are doing a 2x2.
Yeah. I've never run a race holding a rope like this. I did when I was very young. I did a race called the Snake Walk. It's not done anymore, but it's we all ran in a line wearing backpacks.
Okay.
Through the snow.
Yeah.
And you had to hold the backpack of the guy in front of you. We had teams of 10. And that was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life, was trying to keep up with the guys in front of me. And then you were being pulled by the guy behind you. So it was not great. This is a far better setup.
Yeah, so the race I did last year with the 4, it was a really interesting setup. And it was our 4th game of the day. And I was with people who are very well trained. And I was kind of the last minute fill-in, running up a hill. Oh my gosh. Like a couple of loops of this hill, and then you had to run individually. Oh, and we were carrying weighted backpacks. So like I think 20 kilos on our backs.
All right, here we go. Metal row walls. 4 walls, 5, 6.
So they are allowed to help each other on these walls. Question is, are they going to need it? We saw Leon slow down slightly on this wall yesterday. Not today.
No,
not today. That is not stopping him at all.
Alex walking with the leg flip over. Watch this. What? Boom. Atkins does it too. Boom.
What's interesting?
Now
they
their
didn't
4th
stop
team member
to see if their team member needed help. He doesn't, but they didn't stop to see. Do we have more walls coming up that they're gonna be needing to help on?
There is the inverted wall. There is the slip wall. So I think strategically, it might be best to send the guy that you don't know, maybe you haven't ran with before, send him first, just to make sure the whole team gets across.
Now, he is not new to racing. He's not like this is the first.
That's a good point. This isn't like the first time he's been on the course.
Third place age group Spartan World Champs in 2021.
He knows how to get over a wall.
Races. Yeah, that is a fair point. But it is a big wall. And do you know what? If we're going to talk old school OCR, that's a very different wall from the kind of wall that I learned how to get over.
Most OCR walls are 7 feet.
But we used to use, like back in the day, we would use the side. You'd brace yourself against the side. And
here we go. Race team number 2 with Thomas van Tonder in the lead.
So this team is Thomas van Tonder, Veejay Jones, Salah Ahawal, and Essie Aliwi. And they are national Kuwait team members.
What is the name of this obstacle, friend?
These are the Z walls of Mettle.
We like to call them the Z walls.
This is a really fun obstacle. We had a lot of fun going around this course the other day and having a play.
These Z walls we've seen before in other courses, but there's a kind of unique spin. This one starts with monkey bars, which I haven't seen before, and finishes with ropes on top there.
And they're big. They're very big. Getting around the corners is kind of tricky.
And just to review, every team member has to use the same lane.
Yes.
So when they come to like we saw on the walls, when they got to the walls, everyone kind of went for it. You know, not every man for himself, but at the same time they could go. When they get to obstacles like this with lanes, they 1 lane per team at a time.
Oof. Ryan eager to get around that wall there. I didn't really get to see the athletes on this obstacle yesterday, so it was quite good to see a bit more of them doing those monkey bars. It's interesting how when something changes, how you have to question your technique.
Yeah. So team 2, Thomas van Tonder and Veejay Jones, as well as Salah and Essie.
Over under through for the... Oh, gosh. So I wonder how they...
Looking for the rope. They got it.
I wonder how they decided who would go on which team here. Because we've got two of the podium here.
I do know the teams were selected before yesterday's race was run. So it's Veejay in the back, Thomas in the front, Salah and Essie in the middle. Here's the inverted wall, another wall obstacle. And Ryan showing that cough he was telling us about.
Yeah, he's been sick. He actually says it's improving.
It didn't affect him yesterday.
It did not. Well, it didn't affect his performance, did it? Look at that view. We're in the desert, man. Another team heading off. So they're not going at 5-minute gaps because we're 6 minutes in and the third team is heading off.
That's true. That's a good point. These teams going out hot. Team number 3, this is Team UAE. Sergey, Salah, Bouti, and Mohammed. So the ladies will be bringing up the anchor, the fourth spot in the team race. Do you think the ladies will catch one of the men's teams?
I'd like to think so.
I guess it depends how, well, obviously it depends on how fast Team 3 goes and how far behind Team 4 starts.
Give me a podium prediction.
Give you a podium prediction? I think the ladies are going to win, honestly.
I think the ladies could win.
I'm feeling good about that. I'm rooting. I root for everyone to stay healthy. That's what I root for. But I think I also root for good stories. I think the ladies winning is a good story.
If you're watching, give us your idea of what you think the podium could be today. We've not seen the wow.
And they're
ladies
off.
Going off a minute after. Okay, so we got the gaps wrong, and I'm glad because 5 minutes is too big a gap. I would think.
All 4 teams are off in the first 7 minutes. They are all wearing chips. You might see some of them with the band around their ankle. They all have individual timing chips, and that will be the basis of the finish times.
Yeah, so as far as I'm aware, we've not seen female teams go up against men's teams. And people might say, well, it doesn't really sound fair. Like, why are they competing the same? Well, they've mixed the teams, so the teams have mixed abilities. And we know these women are capable of completing this whole course without losing one band.
Elisa and Nicole are literally the 2 best women in the sport right now.
Yeah.
Like, without, it's not even debatable. You can debate which one is 1 and 2, but they're the 2 best. Even Nicole, very strong, showed yesterday.
I'm gonna qualify that.
Okay.
I'm gonna add Ulrika Evanson into it as well.
Okay.
And there are other women too. I don't want to discount them. Susanna Kokomova,
That's true. Okay, that's true.
Esther Horsbagiova.
Okay, you're right. You're not wrong. Elisa and Nicole are 2 of the best.
2 of the best. And we saw them a lot last year. The others have been injured. The others, not Susanna, but they are 2 of the best who are currently racing. Because we'll get comments saying, what about currently racing? That's how I like to quantify it.
Ladies going over, under, and through. Watch how they go through. Yesterday, Nicole went backwards. There she goes. All the other women went forwards. Nicole chooses to go backwards. I need to ask her about that. Why she chooses to go backwards through maybe it's more of not a sit-up movement or motion, but it's just different the way that she chose to go through it. Now we see the men's team on the Z walls as you call them.
What do I call them now? I've forgotten what I say. Gen Z.
Well done.
Team long legs.
That's Thomas Fontander and Veejay's team heading on out. We should have talked to them beforehand and see if they had any clever team names.
God, Veejay would, wouldn't he?
Guys are keeping up. Thomas is setting a pace, and Veejay and the other 2 guys are doing well, keeping pace.
Having a bit of a chat with Thomas before the race, and he was saying he's really been working on his running recently, and he's really happy to see that it's starting to pay off. And I mean, he's very tall. He's very tall. He's got a long stride, but you can see that running is super strong.
You saw Ryan with a hand on the small of the back of his teammate Ahmed there. Maybe some initial winding. Ladies to the walls. Now let's see if the ladies help each other on the tall wall. The walls are 5, 6, 7, and 8 feet. They didn't need, obviously, yesterday they didn't need any help to get over them. But I wonder if they
if
could
you've
get
got the help,
if you got
why
an
not?
advantage, why, just a little boost up, little friendly
Save
shove.
some energy.
And that's Thomas and Veejay's team finishing the inverted wall, and then the Team UAE coming up on the Z walls.
Lisa,
There you
helping
go.
Eva
With the
over.
boost. Love it.
Why not?
Seriously, it's the rules. Take advantage of it. When I started my OCR running, I did Tough Mudders, and when you get to a wall, it's expected. Like, you help the guy in front of you, and then you help one guy, and then you
Help the next. Help the next.
Exactly. When I ran my first Spartan race, I came up to a wall, and I wanted to help, so I tried to help the guy in front of me, and he did not want me to. I didn't know it. It was my first Spartan race. I didn't know what I was doing. You don't do it necessarily.
I ran a Spartan race in France one year. That's a great shot.
Look at that.
We were doing open wave of a beast, and these guys kept trying to help me, and I was like, and I was in the fittest shape. I was in the best shape of my life. Like I was happy, and people kept trying to help me. I was like, but I don't want you to help me. I want to do it on my own.
Yep. But especially for team races, if you can help each
To
other
help,
well,
yeah.
100%. This is Veejay and Thomas on Totter. Veejay's taking the lead. Thomas took up the anchor spot there. They switched it up. That's interesting.
Veejay's in the back.
They switched back real quick. You're right.
It's really tricky. I know people at home probably won't agree, but like, we've got the sun in our eyes. They're all wearing the same clothes.
Glare
and you're
up
like,
of our screen.
but Thomas and they all look totally different. I always identify people by their running styles and their clothes.
I can't wait for Veejay
I know Veejay's wearing a hat.
and Thomas to hear that I can mix them up. Like, I saw Thomas and I thought
They're
Veejay.
both incredibly talented and handsome men. Why wouldn't you confuse them?
On the right, looks like we have, on the inside, we have Team UAE.
So yeah, if you're at home watching this, give us your predictions on your podium finish.
Ladies making
Just for fun.
Ladies making it to the Z wall, no problem. One thing about having the staggered start time.
We're already on the we're already on armor. This must be for Team Atkins.
Ryan, Leon, Alec, and Ahmed.
It's like the Team A.
Armor carry. And like we said yesterday, this is not a graceful obstacle. This isn't the one you put on your Instagram profile.
It's not. There was a cameraman with us the other day when we were trying this obstacle, and I do not ever want to see that footage of me waddling with that. Happy I did it. Pleased with myself. Don't want to see it.
One of our commenters yesterday said it's more of a squat/waddle. Gets the front of your legs there burning. I imagine it's nice to catch your breath while the the 3 team members. You can see a great shot there. No handle, just grab the chains like a Viking and get out there. Look at that. He's got it just like an inch off the ground.
When it comes to physics, what's easier, having it lower to the ground or higher off the ground?
Well, I'm glad you asked that, Fran, as I am a physicist, and I know the answer, but I'll let the commentators go ahead and tell you.
If you're watching in the comments and you know anything, please tell us. Ladies going over the inverted wall there.
Atkins getting the whole upper body into
Wow.
it. Look at that.
Look at that.
Like full waddle, and fast. Like he had the full waddle going, and it pays off in speed. Look at
With
that.
this obstacle, it pays to just power through. The faster you go, the less hard it is.
Yeah, setting it down, like, oh, I need a break. No, it's going to kill you. It's going to kill your time. It's going to make it worse when you have to pick it back up again.
And also, you've got to decide who's going to be going last, because the person who's going last has to then immediately run.
Yeah. I don't know if you heard our race director at the beginning. They all have to use the same ball as well. So they can't queue up ready with another ball. They have to literally exchange like a baton in a race, the same one. Team Veejay in the anchor spot, Thomas in front. And the ladies, what a shot. Great shot of the ladies team. Alyssa, Nicole, Eva, and Angelique. Look they've got like a formation going on.
Yeah.
A little diamond.
I feel like by the time we get to the end of this, we'll have nicknames for all of the teams. I mean, I'm looking at the team names. Leon has Anderson on his shirt.
Okay.
Ryan is Atkins. We've got Alec and Ahmed. It's the
A-team.
A-team.
If you need
The
help.
ladies are in a diamond formation. Yeah, the diamond.
Ladies.
We've got Team UAE. And I have been calling those guys Team Longlegs.
What now? Why Team Longlegs?
Because Veejay and Thomas are so tall.
They are tall men.
I don't want to identify them by one team member. Like, that doesn't seem fair.
Sure.
There hasn't been assigned a team captain.
Team Ryan is not fair.
It's not fair. We're saying that because he's the first one on the list.
If I say diamonds are a girl's best friend for the Team Diamond, is that
That's fine.
fine? All right.
I think so. Oh,
Preach. Look at that shot.
Angelique has it wrapped around her waist.
Now,
Also, carrying the rope adds into changing in gait, in running style. You know, you can't move your arm in the same way that you normally would.
and they're not light ropes. Those are.
Oh, she fell over.
Oh no, Angelique.
Yeah,
Maybe we don't wrap her. Oh, she's still.
she's going back to it.
I don't know if I love that strategy. So on average, the men may run a little faster than the women, but I think the failure obstacles are what may make the difference
Made a
here
difference, yeah.
for the course.
The women did not have a problem with those obstacles
None.
yesterday. We saw them get to the final rig where we'd been looking at it, looking at the bell, which is quite high, and saying the women are going to have problems. Not one.
Watching
we
the
don't-
sandbag carrying.
We don't have the problem here that was expected of loose sand, but actually the ground is quite uneven.
Here we go. Through the tunnel, carrying the rope. Love this. And we lost signal. Those tunnels are so strong. We lost signal going through the pipes. How about that? Ladies with a hand on the back.
That's cute. People love team races, don't they? Athletes love doing team races.
All right, Atkins putting the sandbag on Ahmed, sending him off for his wave. Now look at the twist in there.
That looks uncomfortable. I feel like it would have been better for him to take a moment to get it comfortable before running.
So he's got all the sand in that upper half of the bag, twisted it, and then the bottom is just canvas.
To be fair, there is a handle on the other side though, isn't there? So he will have the handle wrapped around his neck, so it is well balanced.
That's very similar to the strategy Veejay was telling us about for yesterday. Ladies have moved from a diamond formation to more of a straight line formation.
I mean, the ladies' team as well. That also works.
Weather-wise, it was very windy yesterday, very cold. There's a breeze today, and I'd say it's cool, but this is good running weather. It's cool enough so that when you start, you're a little cold. Then as you get your blood pumping and your adrenaline racing, it keeps you from overheating. Someone told me once, I had a roommate that told me once, the best weather for running is in the snow, because if it's below freezing, you don't sweat.
Okay.
And that was a lie.
Yeah,
You absolutely sweat.
I like running in the cold, I like running in the cold. I get hot very, very quickly when I run. And if it's anything above too warm, I just suffer.
Here we go. This is Team Longlegs, FD Armor. I feel all the other team names are pretty.
This is the A team.
Are
Is
pretty,
it? No, it is Longlegs.
are pretty cool. All your team names you've assigned are pretty cool, except for this one.
Why?
I think I would get. I think I would be honored to have any of the other three team names.
The A team.
Longlegs. It sounds like a spider.
Okay, rename them then.
Well, I don't know. I'd rather just criticize. I don't want to actually.
Oh look! They've caught up.
Here we go. Team UAE has caught up with Team Longlegs. They had about a 2-minute head start, so this bodes well for Team UAE.
Now, if they were not being strict with the times that they set the teams off, the difference, and the other team ahead thinks, hang on, they've caught up on this many minutes.
Yep. Now, obviously, they just left the team. Team Longlegs just left the obstacle. Team UAE just got to the obstacle. Veejay and Thomas are like, "Why'd you call us Team Longlegs?" Talk to Fran about it. They did catch up with them, but they still have to finish the obstacle. So it's not a pass per se.
I'm just trying to look. They've got things written on their shirts. Team M1.
So this is Atkins' team, the A team on the sandbag carry.
Team M1. And that picture-in-picture, we can see a little waddle going on.
And that is Team UAE, I believe, on the armor and the inset. Like caught up with Team Longlegs, who's left. I'm not sure why you're laughing. It's your team name.
It's just you're using it so much.
I want to ask the guys after the race. So 3 guys have to stand around while 1 guy does the obstacle. How does that affect? Are you catching your breath, or are your legs tightening up? Is it a good thing or a bad thing for your race speed, for your race strategy?
What would be interesting is it would say a lot about the person who's doing the obstacle is how do they feel whilst their teammates are waiting? Are they feeling like they're having to rush and they're having to get through it really quickly, or are they feeling like they're okay and they can do it to their capabilities?
We talked about having to, if you were on a team, if you're the quote new guy on the team with Ryan and Leon, but how about running with them? But how about if you're the quote new guy and you have to do the obstacle while they're watching you?
I didn't say that. I said it would be interesting to know about the person who's doing the obstacle whilst the others are waiting and how they feel about it.
I'm just saying I wouldn't want to be doing an obstacle while my teammate Ryan Atkins is watching me.
I wouldn't want to be doing an obstacle with anyone watching me at the minute, to be honest. Corey Edwards did say he'd love to be on the team with Atkins and Leon. Corey, you're a brave man because, that'd be terrifying.
Corey, come to Mettle Games 2026. Get on the team.
Yeah. Ladies, already up to the armor.
Elisa Petrova, crushing it, as expected.
We're 23 minutes in from the start of the race.
It's interesting racing back-to-back days.
Fast, moving fast there. Is that Alec?
Let's have to see with the sun. It's either Eva or
Oh,
Angie.
that's Angelique.
Angelique.
I was looking picture-in-picture.
I asked Angelique last night. I said, Angelique, do you go by Angie or Angelique? She says, whatever. Angelique formerly served in the French military. There's Eva.
Yeah, she was a medic in the French military.
Eva with the good footwork. Well done, Eva.
And Nicole.
Nicole Miracle. Anchor is the wrong word, but maybe it's not.
Why would it be the wrong word? I mean, see the picture-in-picture. We just had a lot of the guys all at the same obstacle, waiting around.
That has got to make that front team not feel great. They know they're right there. Now, they don't know how long behind them that second team came. Maybe they're talking about it. But
no, but even if it's 10 seconds, that means that
they
team
know they've
ahead
lost that, yeah.
are 10 seconds behind. They're not neck and neck.
That's true. And there's if you're finishing an obstacle as a team behind you is getting to the obstacle, it's not like they've caught you because you got an obstacle between you still.
It really depends on what's happening. So it depends how difficult that obstacle is. If it's a through wall, they've caught you.
Sure.
If it's an obstacle like the sandbag carry and you're leaving as they're arriving, they've not caught you.
Armor's taken maybe 45 seconds to a minute per person. That's a 4 minute. Say it's a 4 minute obstacle. That's still a 4 minute gap. If you're
exactly.
leaving as they're
That's
getting
what I'm saying.
there.
But if it's a quick obstacle, yeah. It's still cold. You can see the athletes kind of
cold.
standing around like a little bit chilly.
Atkins finishing the sandbag carry.
I mean, we're talking about the impact on the, I don't know how to word it, like the new team member.
Sure.
How it might be for them running with these athletes who have, Leon, Ryan, they've all won big championship titles. But what would it be like as well? On the opposing side, Ryan was running that. he looked a little something. I don't know what the word is. Do you think maybe there's a responsibility on the shoulders there of, I'm world champion, I've got to make the time up here, I've got to get us faster, there's this responsibility of me to pick up speed wherever I can? That's the whole beauty. It's the psychological impact of a team race. That's why people love it so much.
Atkins does not come to a race to not win.
No, I mean, this morning he was super cool. He's like, yeah. And then you can see him, he's not super cool. He's running.
Look at the way they've set themselves along the rope. Atkins is at the very end, but the other three guys are at the very front, so that Atkins can get his long strides in, while the other guys have maybe shorter strides that don't need that space. Atkins is like, just give me room to run, fellas.
He's got a great stride, hasn't he, Atkins?
So we saw Atkins at World's Toughest Mudder last year, about 4 months or 3 months ago, and he came to win the race. He rolled his ankle. He wasn't able to win the race like he usually does. And some elite athletes would say, you know what, if I can't win the race, I'm done. I'm going home. Atkins, we asked him. I said, Atkins, why are you're still here? You're not gonna. He's like, I like the community. Where else am I gonna go? I'm gonna sit in a hotel room.
Yeah.
Like, I love being out here. Like, I enjoy this. I'm here. I want to be here.
He pitted then.
He did. And he went out for a finisher lap. He finished 50 miles. He loves the race. Obviously, loves the community. And I think here it's the same thing. Like, he wants to win, absolutely, but he enjoys the atmosphere.
To take part as well.
He wants to. Yeah, he enjoys being with the other athletes.
Yeah. And the reason there for him, he did one more lap so that he finished. But there was no point in him running more because it would injure him long term.
And we're literally 2 months later.
That was 69 days ago.
69 days ago. 2 months ago. And you can obviously tell his ankle's strong.
It feels like less time when you say the days.
Feels like less time?
Yeah. 2
months is longer than 69 days.
It was 69 days ago.
I mean, it's not, but it seems like.
It was.
Nice. On the inset, we see Team UAE. Oh, it's actually both teams. Team UAE and Team Longlegs on the... No, it's the ladies have caught up.
Whoa. Ladies.
Outstanding. Diamonds are forever on the sandbags. Well, there's a plot twist. They're already catching up with the fellas. Well done. One team we have not seen caught up with is the A team. Atkins, Leon, Alec, and Ahmed. Now we're still watching the A team here in front. Now they were in front. Just to remind you, they're racing as time trials. So they released about 2 minutes apart from the start line. So even if a team catches another team, it doesn't necessarily mean if a team catches a team, it means they've caught them. But just because they're behind does not mean they're behind necessarily time-wise.
No.
But we've got two teams out on the sandbag carry at the same time.
It's quite hard to keep track of having all the team members out at the same time.
It is. It's a thought I had, and I interrupted myself earlier. It's having the time trial set up means we have basically full-time action. Yes. Someone's on an obstacle all the time.
All the time.
A lot of times when we cover a race, there's a lot of obstacles, then running, and then obstacles. But we've got almost nonstop obstacle action.
But when you send one member of a team out at a time, there's less people to keep track of. Whereas when you've got two teams waiting at the sandbag, you're like, oh, who's doing what? Where are we? Yeah. It's more for the brain to process. Now, we mentioned yesterday they've got VAR. That didn't have to come into play at all, but I love that they put that out, that they invested in that, because that's been a big part of obstacle course racing.
You like talking about how we are a baby sport, and I think adding VAR is a big step forward. We've been at races, even some of our DECA events, where we have a live stream, where there is a instant replay that comes into play. Did someone finish a rep? Did they cross the line, or did they not cross the line when they're supposed to or not supposed to? And
Atlas carry.
That's Team A team.
Yeah, you see. So I know Leon's been working on his running as well. He was saying he's happy about this distance, and it was the carries yesterday he struggled with. He struggled with that Atlas carry there. As he's mentioned, he was on social yesterday. He's like, you can eat all the protein, you can do all the weights, but once you go small, you're small. And you there's only so much you can build, and they're big weights. He's not going to weigh that much more than I do, and I get to do the ladies' weights.
That was a great shot of Ahmed picking up the weight there. It's the weight of the ball is heavy, but really in my mind the hardest part of the obstacle is picking it up.
Picking it up is hard.
It's a smooth ball. It's not slippery, but it's not.
It's very dusty.
Yeah, it's dusty.
If you don't get it right the first time, you end up really struggling with it, and you don't want to be picking it up a second time.
Yeah, 100%.
Ryan is all.
And again, on the shoulder like a sack of potatoes. Does it make it faster? I don't know.
Jogs with it.
He's literally jogging. Atkins runs with a Atlas ball faster than I run without.
Same. So we mentioned yesterday, Veejay didn't put it on his shoulder, and it didn't seem to make much difference to the speed. But Atkins putting it on his shoulder compared to the others kind of waddling with it, just make a big difference to the
Atkins
speed.
runs a 7-minute mile carrying an Atlas ball.
We had conversations at WTM last year about how he was going to do. And, I've made the point, it's like he had a baby. We know what that does. It changes things. It may have made him stronger.
He got baby strength.
He got baby strength.
He got dad strength. Okay, so the metal flip.
Straight onto the metal flip here for A team.
They have, you can see the weight. The guys are throwing it like there's nothing on it.
But there is.
It's half the weight of yesterday. Or not half the weight. They've added, the weights that they added to the box. The box is 125. You can tell there's no weight on the bottom, no plates on the bottom, plates on the top. Well, the plates on the bottom now.
But the mismatched plates seem to be causing problems.
That's a little uneven.
It's uneven. It's unbalanced.
But clearly the men and women are going to be using the same set of weights.
Mm.
It's an advantage for the gentleman here.
Big advantage. But they could have made one female weight here.
Atkins rolling it like it's a baby toy.
I wonder why they didn't make a female weight. Are you sure about that?
I'm not sure. We'll see when the ladies get there, but it seems like they set the course up to be unisex is the wrong word, but the same for all teams, all 4 teams.
Woof! Oh, that was a risky play.
Carrying a rope, dragging your team behind you. Leon made it work. Now there's no penalty for losing contact with the rope, but they have to. The rule, the spirit of the rule is we run together carrying the rope. You can see there were some differences when Atkins' team got to the walls. They just tossed the rope to the side. When Veejay's team got to it, they they didn't carry it through with them, but they brought the rope along. Yeah,
it's interesting, isn't it? Because a team's gonna run together. They're gonna run as a team, but adding the rope in actually adds a little tiny challenge.
It does, and
it does impact the running, like you said. Atkins taking a step back to give that stride.
Mm-hmm. I believe that's that Eva running with the sandbag. Rabbit getting right up there so we can see who that is. Look at this.
Team UAE and Team Longlegs.
Now this is caught.
Yeah.
They have caught them. It's a team. Who's in the front there? That's
Veejay and
Veejay's
in the front with that. Veejay and Thomas' team in the front.
And there's the actual pass. They're being passed by Team UAE. UAE started after Team Longlegs, running side by side. But again, Team UAE started about 2 minutes behind.
Now, we know Sergey, good athlete.
Yeah.
We don't know much about the other athletes from Team UAE, but we do know that Veejay and Thomas are very, very good on the obstacles. We started Rig Road. Ryan is going through the first obstacle of Rig Road.
There he goes. Going back to grab the rope. And you can see as they're going through the monkey bars, they have to use the same lane, but they're free to start before the guy in front finishes.
Oh, did he ring the bell? I didn't. Did you see a bell be rung?
That may be a VAR situation. We'll have to see what happens there. It didn't seem to bother him. He didn't say.
So maybe there was a touch. I'm sure the other guys on the team would have said he didn't ring it.
There are marshals at the obstacles, so we'll keep track of that. In our inset, we see our 2 teams, Team Longlegs and Team UAE. Team UAE has caught Team Longlegs, and Team Longlegs knows it.
You have taken those names and you've run with it as fast as these guys are running.
They're your names. I'm just Ting Long.
It's like I regret doing
long
it now.
nicknames.
I regret it.
I regret nothing. Now you got to wonder what's going through the head of Veejay and Thomas. They know that their team's been caught.
It's funny, isn't it? Because we know they've got it in them to run.
Yep.
But they have to be mindful of their teammates.
But all of them are behind A team, the first team to leave, with Ryan and Leon, Alec and Ahmed. But it's got to feel pretty good for Team UAE to know, hey, we know we're at least in second position.
Yeah. Currently,
no, they have no idea what's up with the ladies.
They got Rig Road to go.
They don't know when the ladies started behind them. Mm-hmm. They don't know how far behind them the ladies are.
Here we go.
And once
the
here we go on the
on
inset.
Beta.
A team, first team to beat her. Atkins through, going back to grab the rope.
Ding ding.
Let's watch the bells here.
Ding,
There's
ding.
a bell.
Ding ding.
Ding ding. Now the whole point of the bell is to ring the bell. The rules is touch the bell.
Mm-hmm.
And you can use your feet.
They've wrapped the rope around the back of Ahmed.
Okay. Little extra support for Ahmed.
Ooh, that is an interesting technique. Right down to the knees. Roll onto the knees.
And you got to go that way, though.
But that's a lot of flexibility and strength there to stand up with that on your knees. From shins on ground, not a deep squat.
I don't know if I could have stood up.
I'm not sure I could. I'd like to go try it now.
Would you?
Ooh. I saw Thomas handing the ball over. Is that allowed?
There's a marshal out there.
Is that allowed? If they didn't qualify it in the rules.
You know what? They did. I don't remember hearing that it was not allowed. Oh, no. He set it down, though. That's going to hurt him because he can't be helped now on the other end. And here we go with
Twister
for
Team A.
A team. A team for Atkins, Leon Anderson, Alec, and Ahmed. Leon Kofod.
Kofod Anderson.
Kofod Anderson.
Oh.
So on our inset, some struggle.
Really struggling there.
One of the local athletes from
the national team. One of the national team athletes.
Kuwaiti national team athlete on team long legs with Veejay and Thomas struggling. You see him in the red shorts, black shirt. You can also see the Team UAE struggling on the right, but making it through. He's almost there. He can do it, man. About 6-8 feet. Get there, roll it. Oh, one more.
Don't roll it.
Can't roll it now.
Pick it up. Rig Road. I love that they called it that.
Yeah, they may have heard us.
They made it up.
Our rabbits did?
Yeah.
Love it.
Last night I was like, what did you call it? Technical Boulevard.
I'm sure they rolled their eyes. Team A team's looking strong.
Really are, aren't they? But that is a strong team. You have Ryan, you've got Leon. Alec is a very proficient racer. It's his first venture into elite racing this year, but he's got plenty of age group podiums under his belt.
Leon with the match technique, hand to hand, and then Alec going through with the kind of more traditional monkey swing, and then Atkins same way as Leon, matching hands. Not really a wrong answer.
No, Leon's done some nice content on when to use which technique and what the benefits and downfalls of each are.
Sure.
I suppose in this environment, it's a little bit slower, but it saves the energy, and you're going to be waiting for your teammates.
Watching the kind of the struggles of some of the athletes on Team Longlegs and Team UAE.
Veejay going for the shoulder. Sorry to interrupt you there. Veejay going for the shoulder hold, which he didn't do yesterday with the Atlas carry.
We just saw Thomas and Ryan do it yesterday. I think Veejay's one to flex a little bit. Yeah, Veejay knows where the camera is. Always knows.
He's fun. I'm glad he knows where the camera is.
Veejay's kind of like a fuzzy John Deere in that he is a hairy American machine, he told us.
Wow, what a team changing in the top three. It will affect the result. Absolutely. Yeah, it's interesting how this is why the fun of time trial is fun. You get to have that then competition within where people know, oh my gosh, now how does that impact me? Because I know we're not head and head. I have to catch up, but how much do I have to?
Team
how
A
much do I
team
overtake?
carrying the rope across the energy ladder,
Yeah.
just because. Red Bull sponsored obstacle.
Oh, we've got someone here saying, I did this race 10K yesterday in 25 obstacles. How was that? How did you enjoy this? This is the first OCR in Kuwait. So this is the first time people who are living here are getting a home race. I'd love to know what you thought about it.
And we should see the ladies coming up on the ball obstacles here pretty soon. Veejay throwing that. There we go. Elisa Petrova leading off for Team Diamond. She honestly makes it look a lot easier than I feel like it is.
Yeah. So they're not using the same.
You're right. That's a great call. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
There's a couple of things here that I feel like I'm not bringing the athletes into question, but I'm bringing the clarification of rules.
There's no real advantage to what you just saw there. It's not like it took advantage.
I'm thinking of the passing over of the ball earlier.
Oh, sure. Oh, so you could avoid a pickup.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And there is actually an advantage because Eva started picking up the ball before it had been dropped. So that saves what?
Half a second?
A couple of seconds, actually.
This is kind of a core strength obstacle. Abs.
It's an everything strength obstacle.
It really upper legs. Now we're on beater with
It's Team UAE.
Team UAE on the monkey bars. There's Sergey in front with three of the UAE team members. Took the second spot there. And then the ladies in our inset heading up to the next obstacle, which is the Mettle flip. Let's see. They are using the same one as yesterday. So they do not have that extra weight the men had. Elisa Petrova. I feel like the men were kind of hucking it.
Yeah, they were really throwing it.
She's being more kind of gentle with it. It's metal, Elisa. You can toss it. There you go. That's Angelique Chateauneau from France.
It's kind of like a tire flip, but you're losing the full deep squat.
Yeah.
Which does change it. Beautiful technique there. That's
a nice swing.
Veejay? I can't. The sun is so bright in the camera. I missed that. No, that was Veejay.
That was Thomas in the front.
Yeah.
With the swing. It looks like Team Longlegs has put a little bit of space between them and Team UAE.
We're starting to see a little bit of action here on the finish line. Always indicates some things coming up. Here we go, rope climb for the A team.
It's a quick rope climb. Boom, bell. Grab, bell. And they're off.
Didn't even bother to use his legs.
Saving it for the run. Now, it's tough for us to know exactly, but it looks like Team A team is maintaining the best pace, best speed through the course so far. Onto the slip wall. Not actually slippery, but a wall nonetheless. The men are allowed to help each other over the wall. What they cannot do is they cannot go back around to help each other. Once you've gone over, you've gone over. You can go back and grab the rope. You can see Atkins toss him to the side there. This is Team A team in the lead, in the first position at least, first to leave the start line with Atkins, Leon Kofod, Alec Blockland, and Ahmed Alamid from Kuwait. See the ladies in the inset? The ladies are keeping good pace. They have not slowed down at all. And I feel the ladies have struggled less with the obstacles than two of the other teams. So I feel like the ladies have put themselves in a good position, at least for second place already. And then on to beater. Seeing Elisa Petrova come through first. Then it looks like Angelique is kind of going second on. Actually, that might be Eva. Generally going second, Eva, and then Nicole as the anchor for the ladies. With some of the athletes, we see them race so much that that's clearly Nicole. We know her.
Yes, you can tell by a
Just
foot.
the silhouette. Yeah.
I do tend to identify people by small things. So here I'm like, Eva has curly hair.
Mm. One year I ran a lot of Toughest Mudders with Ryan Atkins. I say I ran with him. I ran at the same time as him.
Well,
but I got past.
You ran the same course as
on
him.
a looped course, and I got passed by him so many times that I could recognize his gait, the sound of his gait. There was one time we were actually running side by side for a minute, and a deer ran beside us. He's like, "I wish I could run like that." I was
can.
I was like, "You can, man. What are you talking about?" Alec Blockland. Oh, with the handover. Look at that. Save a little time. This is Team A team, our first team out. Leon staging the rope. Like, let's get ready, fellas. We're out of here. And Atkins on the anchor for him.
Again, we mentioned this yesterday, but really nice obstacle build. Like, really good, strong quality obstacles.
Especially for a first-time event, they've spared no expense on the quality of the obstacles,
These are custom built for the event.
Translates to a safer. Nothing's going to collapse when you're on it. Yeah. It's very strong, very sturdy, deeply anchored.
Not even nothing's going to collapse. There's nothing to trip over. There's nothing to catch you. Oof. Here we go on the rings.
And this is Thomas Van Tonder and Veejay Jones Team Long Legs. Fran named them.
Nobody's criticized me for it yet.
Well done.
That's Team UAE. There's Team UAE on the rings.
Team UAE on the rings.
And the ladies team on beater.
Ladies on beater.
Picture.
I think the ladies are making time. I think they're catching up with the fellows in front. Well done, ladies. Elisa, Eva, Angelique, and Nicole finishing up. There she is.
Ding, ding.
Ding, ding. Nicole taking the third spot there, middle of the road.
Is that Elisa with a hand on the back of Eva? And Nicole on the back of Angelique. Is that supportive or?
I think they're saying, let's go, ladies.
Come on.
We got some fellas to catch.
Let's do it. This is the final rig.
And they're here. This is Team A team.
Oh, he didn't. Did Alec ring the bell?
1, 2. There's a bell. Outstanding. Ryan Atkins making it through.
Ahmed finishing up.
Last athlete, Ahmed Alamid with the bell. Here we go. Grab the race. Grab that rope. First across the finish line, Team A team, Mettle Games team competition. Ryan Atkins, Leon Kofod, Alec Blockland, and Ahmed Alamid. Well done. Well done. Now we will wait. We cannot declare them the winner yet until we see the times for the other teams.
So this is the front team, first team to finish.
First team to start.
Potentially not. The first team to cross the finish line, potentially not the first place.
That's right. They finished at, let's say 50 minutes, 49 minutes and change. We'll see.
Well, that's going to be some race math.
That'll be some race math. We've had this conversation before. I don't like doing race math once the race has started.
I love doing it, but normally after I've been awake for about 30 hours.
Here are the ladies on
Again,
Twister.
was that a bell ring? I'm not seeing bell rings.
They're touching the bells.
It was a whiff at best. The wind is moving the bell more than that touched it.
I don't know if that helps or not.
Places it in the right position.
It did not help.
Well, she didn't struggle though.
And they're ready for and go. Well done, ladies. Out. So we have 8 team in. We're waiting on the results from Team Longlegs and Team UAE. And honestly, we're watching the ladies with some interest as well to see how far behind they are. They started last. They're the 4th team to start, but we don't know the gap between them and the 3rd place team yet. So we're watching that. On the left, on the right, on the inset, we're seeing Team Longlegs with Veejay Jones, Thomas Van Tonder, Salah Al-Hawal, and Essie Aloui, 2 national team athletes.
How do you feel about handing you back as you're running?
I would feel the person who's doing it is it's a gentle reminder I need to keep running. Don't slow down, friend.
I don't know, and this is a me thing. I don't know if I could cope.
If we were here broadcasting and then I felt like your hand on the small of my back, I'd be like, oh, I must not be doing a very good job. Like, I need to go a little faster or talk a little more.
Here, the ladies are at the rings.
Eva going through before Elisa this time. There's a bell. I
Definitely
heard that
a
bell.
ding.
So you don't like a bell ring unless it's a ring.
I want to hear it.
Elisa will give you bam.
Ding ding.
Interview?
Ding.
Ryan?
Good.
You doing one over there? Yeah. I got it. It's good to have all 4. Yeah, it's better. Team effort, team interview. I like it. That's the spirit.
How was it rapping this one?
Ah, you fuckers. That was fast. We are thinking, by the team, they have to go with the speed of the slowest member. But the thing is, with the team spirit, you all gave everything.
I was the slowest.
Oh, but you guys were really fast. Here, let's go.
You know what the gap they were letting people off between was at the start?
I think in 2 minutes, something like that, yeah. You guys already took a lead when you got to the...
Because it's been almost like about 3 minutes.
Going to a finish line interview here with A team, working out the details.
All right, guys. The one who's talking can hold this. I mean, the 4 of you. He's surviving right now. So. All right, you can get a bit closer, and we'll get a team interview. Try and get that quick. All good? Jason? Good?
You want to talk? Good about to talk.
And we are live on the finish line with Team A Team. That's how you've been nicknamed.
Oh yeah. Okay.
You guys were crushing it, so congratulations. Tell us about this. How was it running with the team and the rope?
Pretty fun. Yeah. It's pretty amazing to run with those guys, and yeah, for me it's pretty fun.
Yeah, I've done a lot of races like this where you run together all the way through, and it's really fun. Of course, the relays have a certain element to it as well. Atkins and I have done some of those together as well. But running like with each other and coordinating, and now you have to get this rope, which at first I was like, oh, this rope is going to be such a nuisance, but it actually allowed us to like pull and increase the overall speed of the team. As long as you remember to get everybody on the rope, like not remember, but like if the rope started moving on the ground, I was like, oh shit! But it was actually a really cool experience. I think doing maybe the long sandbag carry as a relay was like, there was a really long rest. But that was in itself also cool, you know, like a new experience. So yeah.
I think that sandbag was actually a key point where every team was, all 4 teams were together at that time. How was it seeing the teams behind catching up, knowing that you still had a lead, but that they were not too far back?
Yeah, I mean, until that point, we were just running on our own, so it's kind of hard to remember that you're in a race. And then you see everyone's all together, everyone's excited and trying to, go as fast as they can. So that really put the element of competition and just urgency back into the event at that point. So yeah, it was great.
Did you know at any point that, so you had a bit of a lead a couple minutes after that sandbag, did you know where the competition was behind, or you just kept going all out?
No, I mean, time trial format, like just go all out and find out later. Nothing else you can do.
Absolutely.
We have a new guy at the team. Yeah, he went hard today.
Yeah.
How was it for you with the team today?
Yeah, for me was this is a special race. Team races are unique because it forces you to push beyond your limits. Especially for me as an amateur athlete, running with world champs like these champs are amazing. Give me more experience, and as I said, it's pushed me to give more effort beyond my limits. I hope we have more races like that in Kuwait or in Gulf area overall and in the world. This is the first race for me as a team, and I hope it's not the last one.
You did amazing. You did, and the four of you did. It was really great on the obstacles and in between. So congratulations. Now it's pretty much official. You have more than a 2 or 3 minute lead, so
Yeah.
you're definitely the winner today.
Somebody's coming. I'm
Next
seeing a
team's
rabbit.
coming. Congrats, guys.
I'm gonna just put on a shirt.
Back to you.
We have Team UAE heading towards the finish obstacle. Just hearing from the A team, as we nicknamed them there. I loved what Amma said. You know, as an amateur amateur athlete, I wouldn't call them amateur age group. You know, it's a big push, isn't it? It's a scary thing. He did brilliantly.
Outstanding. Very exciting. And it's great experience, right? All right, here we go. The finisher rig, final obstacle, Team UAE. Sergey leading the way across for his team. And boom, there's your bell.
You know what's important to me.
Good form. Smooth. These from the 3 UAE athletes we have not seen before today. You know what they've done today?
What have they done
They've
today?
lowered that bell.
Oh, they have.
That bell was about a foot higher yesterday.
That's changed the obstacle dramatically.
That was the
hasn't it?
hardest part of the obstacle. Oh, he's going up anyway. Look at that. Nicely done.
That is some dance strength, isn't it?
And here we go. Second place across the finish line.
Second team to cross the finish line.
Team UAE. Outstanding. Sergey Pereglin, Salah Hamadi, Bouti Al-Nami, Mohammed Al-Hassani. Well done. Second team across the finish line. Well done. Congratulations. So now we're looking for Team Long Legs. Veejay Jones, Thomas Van Tonder, Salah Al-Hawal, and Essie Al-Liwi. Salah and Essie are national team athletes here in Kuwait.
I'm looking to some teamwork here from the ladies.
Well done. Well done. Lisa Petrova choosing to go last across the wall. Actually crossing over with Nicole at the same time.
Hey guys, congratulations.
Yeah,
Quick word, interview. Can you hold this? The one who's talking? You do? One of you. Oh, all of you. You can turn. All right, congratulations guys. Second team to pass the line, and you passed the team on the way, so definitely a great job. How was it for you with the rope that you seem to can't get enough of?
It's very special format. You really feel like you one team because you always need touch your rope. You support during the race. Yeah, it's very nice.
Awesome. How about you guys? How was it running with champion like Sergey here?
Very fast, very good. The captain, the coach, very good. My guys today pushed me much.
How was it running with the different split time, like a time trial, and catching up to the other team at the sandbag?
Yeah, it's very interesting because still we don't know which position we have. Like you need always push all distance, like, and you can have like tactical fighting because you need always push, and maybe a few seconds will decide who you want.
Awesome. Well, you did great. I'm gonna let you get some rest. Thank you very much. Congratulations again. Bravo, guys. Thank you.
Well done, Team UAE.
Just in time to see Team Longlegs getting to the final rig.
Team Longlegs, final obstacle. Thomas van Tonder already through.
Thomas van Tonder going so far, he almost went too far.
Can't miss that bell. And then Veejay Jones on the back end. Oh, you got it. Finish up. And bam, well done.
Do you know what I think I like about what I've seen today?
Tell me.
We tend to be very US-centric, North America-centric.
Sure.
And we push about Europe and the athletes we have in Europe.
And here comes Team Longlegs. Veejay Jones, Thomas van Tonder, Salah Al-Hawal, Essie Alawe. Third team across the finish line. Well done. Well done. This is a time trial race. We're waiting to see the final time results. But congratulations to Team Longlegs, as you called them.
I did. Yeah, we tend to be quite North America-centric. And we push about Europe and saying we need to pay more attention and remember that there's good athletes in Europe. This shows there are good athletes elsewhere as well.
Sure.
We've got athletes from across the Middle East.
Yeah.
Who have held their own, not lost any bans on these obstacles. These obstacles they're not givens. Heavyweights, tough grip obstacles, and they've done it without failing at all. We need to expand, and we need to take into account how many athletes there are that we are not seeing, and what is the potential out there.
There are great races taking place every single weekend all over the world.
Yes.
And now we get to highlight this race, to live stream this race. But if we weren't here, this race would happen. Great athletes would compete, but we'd never hear about it. We would never know. It's great that we're out here to be able to bring the medal games worldwide. Final team on the course. Diamonds are forever.
Diamonds are for Eva.
Diamonds are for Eva. You got there first. You beat me to it.
Interview the guys? Sure. Here, I give you this, and the one who's talking, you can share. All four of you.
Ladies on the horizon, approaching the final obstacle, finish line interview.
All right, back on the finish line with our third finisher team. Congratulations, guys. How was it running together with that rope?
We had a great time. It made us closer than ever. Normally we had some space between us, but we got this rope and we became the best of friends. So we were having a good time. How was it for you boys?
It was very, very nice race. Was very nice team. I enjoyed it.
It was very great course, and I hope it's not the last time. And I am happy to be with their team.
Any South African wisdom?
Well, I guess the only South African wisdom I'll have is that it's an honor to be here. First year of Mettle Games. I mean, the team races are always just incredibly fun. Like the individual races is a lot more like individual focus, hardcore fighting. But now we can work together to chase down other people. It was a jam. It was a lot of fun.
We had a great time. And I just want to put the word out there. You guys ready to team up next year again? Same time? Yeah. Okay. Team M2 is coming for the dub next season. We're all training. We're all preparing. We're all going to buy some rope, and we're going to be ready, okay? Next year. Champs.
Awesome. That's the N-word. Great job, guys.
All right, shout out to Team M2. I'm not sure why you were calling them long legs all day.
Listen, I do things my own way.
Ladies on the final obstacle. Last team on the course, Team Ladies. They left. They were the fourth team to leave. So we'll see the final results when we see the times. Time trial race. So fourth team on the race does not mean fourth place.
Look at that move from
Look at that
Angelique.
strength. Well done. Outstanding. Pull up / chicken wing. Here's Nicole Miracle. Shimmy. Bam.
Bam.
Grab that rope. Coming across the finish line. The ladies team. Diamonds are forever. Diamonds are for Eva. That is Elisa Petrova, Nicole Miracle, Eva
van Ee.
Eva van Ee, and Angelique Chateauneau. Outstanding job, ladies. Congratulations. Love to see the local media out here.
Oh, we're on screen. Dancing for our rabbits.
You broke it. You broke the gimbal.
Shout out to our rabbits. They've been working hard all weekend. The best rabbit crew this side of Europe and the Middle East.
Whilst we're sitting here shivering, they're running so hard that they're dripping with sweat.
Fastest 5 men in OCR rabbiting. Outstanding job, team. You know what? You know what would be a good team?
What?
Our rabbits.
They would be a good team. They'd be a great team.
Maybe maybe after we're done with the live stream, we throw them on course, see what their time is, how it stacks up to the.
How'd you feel about that, rabbits?
Rabbits, give me a yes or a no with your. Now they're faking leg
Jason
injuries.
Throw a smile over.
You know something I noticed? The local media's out here.
It is.
Love that.
Yeah.
Love to see that.
All right, I want
Just
that on the
waiting to
interview.
get a
because
lady.
that's pretty epic.
There we go.
Where's that fourth lady? Oh, it's over there. Yeah, that's why. We're going to say it's provisional. Awesome. Great race anyway. Well, give me a sec. Do you mind coming for a minute for the quick interview with everybody?
So far, okay.
All right. One of you can hold this for everybody and you can... I hope that wasn't live. All right, we're back on the finish line with our ladies team. We just finished, and from what we're hearing, you guys might actually be third in the ranking. What do you think about that?
We wanted to be first, but third is okay. Beating CJ is really nice. Yeah.
That was our goal. Our goal was to make it on the men's podium. We thought we had a good shot with a strong team, and we knew that we were going to have really great strategy and kind of push the whole time.
And it's a really good feeling to beat them.
We'll wait for official results, but congratulations anyway. How was it running with the ropes?
It was interesting. I thought it was going to be kind of like a hindrance and awkward, but we ended up being able to use it to our advantage and use it to pull these two along a little bit when like things got a little further into the race and tired and everything. So
Yeah, for us it was a huge advantage to have the rope, so they can drag us. Like it was really nice.
Good.
Yeah, it's something like which holds the whole team together all the time. Like all the time you have to communicate and try to help each other using this rope. So it's like all about teamwork.
And you were the last team to leave, so how was it when you got to that sandbag carry to leave from there? So
out of the lead
start.
teams, yeah.
So how was it to see the other team and that you were catching up to the guys?
Really
Yeah,
good.
so nice.
Yeah, we all kind of convened on the sandbags because that was taking a while since everybody has to go in relay format, and so we were able to see two of the men's teams there and then kind of gauge how far we were behind. And so we figured we had made up a minute already going into it was like halfway through the race at the flippy thing, whatever the obstacle is. So we knew it was close and we were gonna have to keep pushing. Yeah.
Great job again. From what I heard before, it seems like the team is ready to get back next year and come back here again.
Same team.
Yeah.
But maybe stronger. I mean.
One more year of training.
Yeah.
Congratulations to you all.
Thank you. Thanks.
Cheers. Thanks a lot.
Well done, ladies. Well done, team. Diamonds are for Eva. Hey, we have Veejay Jones here joining us in the booth. Veejay Jones, congratulations on your race.
Oh, thank you so much. I really put it out there, laid it on the line for the team, and you know what? We all got to elevate each other, and we're all really close because we were all holding the rope. So I feel like I made some new bonds out there, some new friends, and that's like really the dream. That's the true test of Mettle Games is like, can you establish new relationships that'll be lifelong and life-lasting?
Sure. You're going to keep touch with your teammates here?
Yes. They were great guys. They really put it out there, honestly, and we pushed them to their limit. We had a guy that we ended up wrapping in the rope and pulling behind us to just like push him out. And at no point did he say, slow down, I need a break. He just like, all right, I'm going to suffer with the best of them. So I was really proud of him.
Sure. We're still waiting on times. How do you feel about your race?
All I know is that we definitely beat the women, and if the women have a faster time than us, then they definitely cheated. So that's really on them, and I can't believe that they would, trade their karma and their morality for a win against someone like me. But I know it's a true honor to compete at that level, and
it's an honor to compete against you.
Yes, and I understand it. Like, I truly do, but I just shame on them.
The ladies competed very well, and they may have beat you.
There's a rumor that they got us by like 10 seconds, and honestly, I think that 10 seconds came from them cutting the course somewhere. So I didn't see it personally, but I have a feeling.
Well, we had cameras out there the entire time.
No.
We did.
They traded the feed. They recorded ahead of time. And you know that thing where they do in the spy movies?
Sure.
Where they hack into the wires here?
Yeah,
Like, you got to check. There's a bug somewhere in this setup here, and I know it for a fact.
There is no bug in our setup.
Okay, fine. Well, if they beat us, respect. There's some like a couple world champions on that team, so it's a big move.
It is a strong team.
It is a very strong team, and Nicole knows that I've been out to get her this whole weekend, and I wanted to go 2 for 2, and she might have muscled it just enough to get me this time. But that's okay. If we go 1-1, then we're tied for the weekend, and we'll just have to do it again sometime this year.
Love it. I'd love to see some head-to-head action there.
Okay, cool.
Be excited.
We can make that happen. You have any questions about the course or the racing experience out there?
Yeah, how was the course and the racing experience out there?
Oh, the course and the racing experience was great, honestly. Like, for a first-time obstacle race, most of the team here is pretty new. Like, they haven't done this before. They've done a really good job. Like, the obstacles were built very well. They were placed in really good areas as far as, like, course. Unfortunately, they had kind of a bad break last night. A bunch of wind picked up before the first night that blew the course markings everywhere, so it was kind of like tough to follow at times, but they came out maybe last night and this morning and fixed a lot of the course issues that were present yesterday.
Sure.
And they like adapted to the situation and did really well. So yeah, I'm impressed. I'm impressed with a first time obstacle race and putting on a good event that everyone's like generally happy with. No one's throwing a fit. There's no controversy. Like, we're pretty happy. And that's a big move. That's something that not a lot of races can claim that they can do. So yeah, I'm impressed. I hope it's successful. I hope he keeps going, and I hope we see more races in the future.
See you back at Mettle Games 2026?
Mettle Games 2026. I'm going to be Mettle champion.
Got a year to train.
I got a year. That's the thing. Look what I did in 6 weeks, right? 6 weeks to third place. I think a year to first place is not like that big of a question. Like, it's going to be just fine. So by that time, like, Atkins is going to have another kid. He's going to be retired. He's going to be chilling in Canada somewhere, like ice skating.
Sure. Yeah. That sounds like Atkins.
And I'll just be here, cleaning up, putting on a show for the Middle East here.
So you're going to need Atkins to retire to ice skating for you to win?
That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying it would be a lot easier.
Sure.
But I have to admit, I don't think there's anyone that's more fun to race against than Atkins.
Sure.
He's a constant. He's always there. He's always going to be battling for the lead. There's never a time when you can just count him out.
Yeah.
Like, because there's nothing he's not good at. So I hope he doesn't retire. I hope he races until he's old and gray, and I can continue fighting with him. Like, as long as Atkins is still involved in OCR, I'll still be involved in OCR, because he's like my North Star. He tells me where I need to go.
Sure.
And yeah, I'll follow him. I'll follow him to the end.
Ryan Atkins is your North Star, and you will follow him till the end.
Absolutely.
Veejay Jones.
Just trying to get higher than him. Like,
higher than the North Star.
The North Star is way up there, so it's a high goal to set. So you got to keep chasing it.
That's a tough ask.
I think it is, but I believe in myself.
Sure.
And that's the most important. That's the most important part.
That's awesome. Veejay, any last thoughts on Mettle Games 2025?
Mettle Games 2025. I give it a green check of success. Veejay Jones stamp of approval. I'll get a stamp made and stamp it here. I think they did a really, really good job. I don't know what the culture is like out here. I heard that at least they were mentioning that some Kuwaitis are hesitant to try new things.
Sure.
So I hope that this was a good proof of concept. They got to see athletes from around the world compete, and maybe there's some interest for the future events, and we get to see an even bigger crowd next year, and really generate some interest in this country, because it's a great sport. It's a blast. I mean, a lot of us have dedicated our lives to it, so there must be something there that people should do. So, yeah, I hope this is really successful. I'll be back 2026.
Love it.
And yeah, big success.
Veejay Jones, thanks much.
Great success.
Send me another athlete over here.
Maybe I will.
Let's see who we got standing around. We'd love to get another. You know what? Give me maybe Eva. She's I don't know if she's wrapping up over there, or Nicole, Leon over there. Elisa, any of those guys. Here at the finish line, team race, end of our coverage of Mettle Games 2025. Looking for my co-host Fran Curando. Actually, we're looking for another.
I was like, the screen is off. No, it's not.
No,
I'm
it's
just
not.
wearing my goodies.
So we just talked with Veejay. Veejay says Ryan Atkins is his North Star, and as long as Atkins is racing, Veejay is racing. So Vijay's actually taking it on himself to go get us another elite athlete to talk to. Looking for perhaps Eva van Ee. One of love it. Do you want to talk to Eva?
Oh, we can both do it.
All right. Right there.
Ooh, this is a nice office.
This is our office away, our home away from home for the weekend.
Nice.
Eva, we called your team Diamonds Are for Eva.
Ooh.
The ladies were running in a diamond at the very beginning of the race.
Yeah.
And my co-host gave me permission to use that name. So
Oh yeah, that's nice.
how was your
Thank
race?
you. It was so much fun. Yeah, and it went really well. I think we did it the smartest way possible. We worked together super well.
I saw you helped each other on some obstacles, which is really nice. Like,
Yeah.
you can do them on your own, but why? If you're in a
Why?
team, help each other.
Yeah, that saves a little bit of breath.
Exactly. You guys moved fast.
Oh yeah, hella fast. But we also were being dragged by Nicole and Melissa.
We saw the hands on the back. How was that? We were
As
talking
well.
about how does that feel?
It was good for the flat part. It's better to be pushed by a hand. And when the terrain is a little bit more like going up and down, then it's better to be dragged.
Yeah. Okay.
Does it help you run faster with a handy, or is it just kind of a reminder like, hey, don't slow down?
No, it actually is a little bit. Whenever you fall back like half a step, it's just a little push that is going to keep you aligned.
Sure.
Yeah, it does definitely worked.
How did you feel on the obstacles today?
Good. But also, because you do it in a relay, you have a little bit of time to breathe before you go into the obstacle.
Yeah.
So that's different than when you race yourself. You just have to go. And
Yeah.
now I had at least 5 seconds because Alyssa usually goes first and then I could go after. And
And then you have the rest before, rest after.
Yeah.
So we were really excited about seeing the women's team, and we were saying we've got proven results from you guys from yesterday that you can all do this. And we were expecting. We don't know what the results are yet. The results are not back. We were hoping to see you pretty high on the podium, and these other guys kind of blew us away. Like the team, Rabbits were saying the Team UAE was fast. Like they overtook, they were fast. The athletes that we don't know so well, they did really well. So I was rooting for the team for taking the top spot for the team ladies, but
yeah, we didn't know the local guys and the other guys that were gonna join the men's. So we were joking yesterday. No, your guys didn't make it. They did the race yesterday. They failed everything. So we were trying to make them scared. That
Sure.
they had
You got in their head a little bit?
Oh yeah, and then it was great that we actually saw everyone at the sandbag carry.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Shit, the girls are here already."
you did. You caught them up.
You did
Yeah,
scare
that
them a little bit.
Yeah, that was nice.
We're waiting to see the official times, but we don't know exactly where everyone is on the podium yet. Hoping to get those soon.
I hope we are third. I heard a rumor we were just seconds faster than the.
VJ
That would be pretty exciting.
Veejay Jones does not want you to lose to the women's team.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to lose anybody, but he's especially like, no. You can go back and watch the tape. You'll see. You can see. Eva, how do you feel about?
The magician?
Yes, that's what I was going to ask. How did you
Yeah.
feel about the magician?
I'm super excited. Yeah. Do you know what time it starts?
So here at, just to explain what Ava's talking about, Mettle Games has a large festival area. Some things we've never seen at a festival area before, including I've never seen a magician at an OCR race. They're here yesterday. I don't know the schedule for the magician today. We can track that down though.
Yeah, I will find out.
Okay, absolutely. Why are you excited about the magician?
Oh, that's fun. It's like the show after
Sure.
the other show.
Sure.
I like shows.
Okay, we will not be live streaming the magic show, unfortunately,
Yeah.
but I hope you enjoy it when it comes out. What's your next race on the calendar this year?
Golf games.
Okay.
Oh wow.
So that's different.
Sure.
But also for us, we are Team Breda from the Netherlands, and we have a full female team.
Great.
So the working together will be good, and I hope they put in some thinking stuff so we can beat the guys again.
Sure. Well done. Well done. Well, Eva, any last thoughts on Mettle Games 2025?
I really enjoyed it, and I hope they do the team race again. And for sure, I hope to be with Nicole and Alyssa and Angie again. Yeah, but this was a really nice format of a team race.
Yeah, it was
Special.
fun. It was different and it was fun. We loved seeing how it played out, and we like seeing new innovative things in OCR and people taking a bit of a risk. So I was excited, and I think it paid off.
Yeah.
That's great. Eva van Ee, thanks much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You can, if you find another elite athlete, Eva, just send them our way.
Yeah.
We'll talk to them while we're waiting. That's perfect. Yeah, Mohammed.
Yeah,
Actually,
Mohammed.
that'd be great. We're going to bring our race director over. That's good. We haven't had him on camera yet. Haven't interviewed him yet. Be a good chance to get.
You have to sit here.
For the podium t-shirts.
Mohammed, take a seat. We are excited to talk with you.
Thank you very much.
Mohammed Alaran, the race director, owner, founder of Mettle Games. We're wrapping up. We're just waiting on the results from our team race today. The elite racing is over for the event. How did Mettle Games 2025 go?
Actually, it's go very well. I am happy and satisfied about what the result has become. I hope for next events I will do better than that.
Sure.
Yeah. And harder.
And
more hard.
Okay.
Yeah,
harder course.
Having seen the course and having seen the athletes take on, do you have any ideas of how you would change it up?
Change what?
Change the course, what you would add, what you would.
I don't add anything. Actually, I changed some of obstacles that I know is challenge in 10K. For the team, I wanted to be fast and do the teamwork.
Yeah.
That's what you see today.
Yeah, it was fantastic. I loved how the team race went.
Yeah.
I loved seeing everyone run together and run with the rope. It was different.
Yeah.
We've not seen that setup in a team race, and I thought it was really fun.
Yeah. I used actually to compete in my work as Special Forces Police.
Oh, okay.
That's teamwork is everything for the race.
Yeah.
That's why I like the team competitions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
So Mettle Games 2025 wrapping up successful. What are the plans for the future, 2026 or later this year? What are we looking forward to for the future?
Actually, I will take my decide for next month in February if I will do it a race in November or not. But let's say 7% I will do in November race, and I will see chances to go outside Kuwait.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sure. Well, outside Kuwait, what does that look like? Is that expanding, I guess, the whole GCC?
Yes, whole GCC. I hope in the world also.
Is there another region where you could be the first OCR there?
I don't know. I will search about that.
Exciting.
So seeing all these athletes you brought in, very exciting, very great competition. Can we see something like that again next year? Like in 2026, Atkins defend his title?
Yes, but they will come for the golf competitions.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sure.
Like a world championship.
Sure.
For golf championship.
Okay.
I hope I will do that, and I will do the world championship also for Mettle Games.
Yeah, and you like to race. You like to race yourself.
Yeah.
The age group competition?
Yes, age group competition.
You were in Morzine, I believe.
Yeah, Morzine. I take 5th place in Morzine.
Love that.
10 hours and 22 minutes.
That's exciting. That's exciting. What else would you like to tell the community? You got everyone watching right now.
I like
anything. What was what's the biggest takeaway? What's the best thing that happened this weekend?
Look, I like this sport, and I like everything happened in these races. I want to help this community to get bigger and better, have more official, what I said, professional races.
Sure.
Yeah, and I want to say to the community, have faith about the people who do OCR races. We are coming very strong. You will you will see from us what you will be happy.
Mm.
Yeah,
that's great.
In races.
That's great.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right.
Actually, I'm sorry because it's first time in English I do.
You did perfect.
Oh no, outstanding, Mohammed.
I was sitting
Outstanding.
here thinking,
Yeah.
you're doing so great in English. When can we expect to see the results from the team? When can we announce who's placed where?
Just give me like 20 minutes.
Okay.
I will see because I want to review the VAR system.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you said reviewing the video.
Yeah.
Is there any controversy with VAR? Any obstacle review we're doing?
Yeah, I am doing
Okay.
some reviewing for obstacles.
Okay.
Interesting.
Because if there are penalties, I will add the penalties.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll look forward to seeing that. If there's any change in the status there.
Still now, I'm checking. I will see the updates.
Okay.
And I will tell you.
All right. Outstanding.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Mohammed Alaram, race director, owner, founder of Mettle Games.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mohammed.
And thank you guys from the OCR report coming here, and you make also my race and event is successful.
Oh,
Not only me.
it's been our honor. We've had a blast being out here.
Yeah.
First time in Kuwait. Love it. Great time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Here's our race director, Mohammed Alaran. Did great. Say again. Oh, no. Oh, you're good. No, you're good. That's awesome. Thanks so much.
Yeah, let's take a look at the instant replay from what we
Start
just saw.
teams at once. We know who in front.
Here we go.
Here we
The
go.
First team
Off
to
they
head
go.
off.
Team
We're the
one.
first team to cross the finish
Question
line.
is, are they going to need
We're not
it?
sure if that means
We saw
you know,
Leon
the
slow
winners
down
yet.
slightly
They
on
certainly
this
held their own
wall
whilst they were out there.
yesterday. Back in the day, we would use the side.
Team A team,
brace
and then we
yourself
call them. You
against
call
the
them Team
side.
Long.
Here we go.
They actually
Race
team
team number 2
Fail to.
with Thomas Van Tango.
Well,
when they get to
let's go back
obstacles
to
like
one
this with lanes, they one lane per
That
team at the
Outstanding
time.
footwork on the Z wall. Ryan Atkins keeping it tight there behind his
Really
team.
was. That was a bit of a risky move. wasn't it?
Santander
See the,
and
timing
Veejay
tip there.
Jones, as well as Salah and Essie.
Over under through for the
Thomas Van Tanner getting
5
that
minute gaps.
6'4" frame, South African frame through the.
Because we're
Peru
6
part.
minutes in.
Team
and the third team is
UAE,
heading
our
off.
rabbit said these
Because
guys
we're
were
6
so
minutes
fast.
in and the third team is heading off.
They
That's
really
true.
had
That's
pace.
a good point.
No, I was
We've
chatting
not
to
seen-
Jason, one of our rabbits, and he
not
was
seen
saying
the
that
And they're all
he
good
was saying the
footwork.
athlete on the A team actually comes to the UK to race quite a bit.
Well done, Eva.
Is really good on the running, and then doesn't have enough of the strength to hold the position that he's gained from the running.
Technique, hand to hand.
You know, the local athletes,
And then-
Kuwaiti UAE athletes,
I was
did
going through with the
outstanding.
kind of more
We
traditional,
thought, we
not
thought
really
they might
wrong
be.
answer.
Leon
Nice
did
to
some
show.
nice
Yeah,
content
we didn't know what was
on
going to
when
happen. We
to
thought
use
they might
which technique.
Not really
give
a
us some
wrong
DNFs,
answer.
and no DNFs. I didn't see any
Leon's
obstacle
done some
failures.
nice content on when to
It was
use
interesting to
which
hear Mohammed say that they're doing they're checking the
VJ
VAR
going for
system.
the
I mean, we had a
shoulder,
few
sorry to
questions,
interrupt
didn't
you
we?
there, VJ going
Few
for the
maybe
shoulder
bell
hold,
rings,
which
maybe
is-
Couple
not.
bell
Yeah,
rings,
that was
handing
We
over
just saw
balls,
Thomas
and
and
Not
Ryan do it yesterday. I think VJ
So we'll see if there's any.
We just saw Thomas
that can
and
actually affect results of the race.
and Ryan do it yesterday. I think
Our
VJ
belief
I have
is
to
that the
catch up,
women
but how much do I
and
have to-
VJ's
Team
team,
A
Team Long Legs,
team
are
carrying
within
the
seconds of each
rope
other.
across the
that's what
energy.
we understand currently.
And if that is, and we don't know necessarily which team's in first.
There we
We think
go.
the women.
At
We're not
least
sure.
Petrova.
But the
I want to see the women on the podium.
we thought the women might win the whole thing.
We did. That was being entirely uninformed about the other athletes, though.
That's true. That's true. Well, we do the best you can with the information you have at the time.
At least Petrova.
Elisa is so gentle with that
I feel like the
box. You don't need to be.
It's welded metal.
I'm going to tell her that if I can find her for an interview after.
That's a nice swing. Once you've gone over, you've gone over. You go back up the rope. You can see Atkins
Metal.
Look at Ryan muscling up this wall here.
And it looks like Angelique is
Ooh.
kind of going second on. Actually, that might be.
That
Eva.
may.
Oh no, he was twisting the. I thought that was an
And
attempt
it looks
to
like
foul.
Angelique is kind of going second on.
Ding, ding.
Actually, that might be.
Well
Eva.
done, ladies.
That's probably
I 1 year.
Don't think
I
about it,
ran
but you
a
can't.
lot of
You actually,
toughest.
should, especially in a team race, you can't hit the bell too hard. Hit the
Yeah,
bell
you
too
don't want
hard.
to be swinging for the
I
next one.
1
Swing it,
year
or
I
just
ran
swing it
a lot
over
of
the
tough-
bar and
actually
it's
for a first
shorter
time event.
for your teammate behind
They
it.
spared no expense on the quality of the obstacles, which
Oh, you've got lots of local media here interviewing the athletes. It's great.
is
You know what's
team-
great?
this
We're
is,
we're sitting
Thomas
here.
Van Tanner.
It's starting to warm up as we're watching the instant replay. just highlights of the race.
This is
And
Thomas Van
we
Tonder.
see cameras, we see media, we see microphones.
There's a little tiny fun fair for kids.
Hey, he didn't.
It's amazing. It's,
Did Alec ring the bell?
They've really done a good job. I put it on Instagram yesterday. The festival area has a car show.
Ahmed finishing
It has
up.
a
Last
Taco Bell.
athlete,
Has a
Ahmed
Subway.
There's something new over there. What's the blue thing?
There's a large
finishing up.
tent for
Last
Red Bull, one of
athlete,
the
Ahmed
sponsors.
Al-Hamid. The
Yeah,
finish
it was
line. Team A team. Metal Games team competition.
Crossing the finish line. Well
In the
done.
right
Well
position.
done. Well done. Now, if I was to have
Wish you
a
didn't struggle there.
looking for something not positive, I would love to know by now who won. We don't.
But yes, true. But I do like the fact that they're checking.
Pretty amazing.
Oh, yeah, no, and that's a good point. It's that it's better to get it right
Yeah,
than to get it.
I think if there's going to be changes, it has to be done before anything. You
I
can't
think
change once.
sandbag was
Even sometimes you put up temporarily or
You can
provisional
say
results.
provisional.
I think
But
that
it's great to have.
sandbag was
And again, we talked about this. This is the first race I've worked or I've been at that has an official VAR system.
Yeah.
Sometimes
was behind,
races
or
will
you
use our live
just
feed
kept
as
going
their system, which
But it's too late at that point.
No,
Yeah.
I mean time trial
So
format.
I'm glad that that's a capability, and I'm glad they're just,
And
just
boom,
checking.
there's
Hey,
your
just,
bell.
just checking.
You know what's in.
As we're sitting here watching the instant replay,
He's going up
we're seeing,
anyway. Look at
another
that.
team
Nicely done.
that
That is
wasn't
some darn
competing as
strength,
part of the elite.
Team
Coming to
UAE.
the final rig, there's all four of them.
Love it.
We're
We're going to talk to our rabbit teams if they want to run it as a team. See how their time stacks up. Because I'm sure, I don't know if they'd win it.
I think they're smoked after running out of
They're
those
like,
guys.
you want us to run the course again? We just ran the course.
Awesome.
Done.
Well, you
wanna
did
go to the
great.
hot tub?
Yeah, we're
Have some
good.
breakfast.
1 second. Decide. Awesome. Well, you did
So we're
great.
saying this is our first time in Q8.
Yeah.
Now the race is in a desert area, but we're staying in.
And bam,
This
well
is
done.
beautiful, isn't it?
It is. It is. Very nice hotel. We're in a
You got it.
4-star
Finish
hotel.
up. And bam,
That is
well
the
done. And
biggest
here
mall I've
comes
ever
Team
seen in my life.
Longlegs.
Anything you need
Veejay
is in Longlegs.
Jones,
In the United
Thomas
States,
Van
the Mall of
Tonder,
America
Salah. And
is
here
a kind
comes
of the-
Team
I don't
Longlegs.
want to say
Veejay
full- it's the
Jones,
biggest one.
Thomas
It has a
Van
theme park.
Tonder, Salah.
I think the mall we're attached to is bigger.
I hope it's
The
not
mall we're
the
attached
last
to
time.
is 1,300,000 square.
I just want to put the word out there. You guys ready to team up
1,300,000
next year
square.
again? Same time? Okay. Fourth team on the race does not mean fourth place.
Look at that,
That is-
move.
Mythical miracle.
The Mall of America, I just mentioned, the largest mall in America.
Jimmy, bam.
Half a million
Coming
square
across the
meters.
finish
So
line.
tell me the mall we're in again?
1.3.
1.3. It's
Ladies team
2.5 times
coming
as big
across
as
the finish
largest mall in
line.
America. And it just is sitting next to our hotel.
Just like
Ladies team.
crazy. Imagine like Caesar's Palace times a million.
It's high ceilings, every major department store you can imagine, high end. I was talking to my wife yesterday, and I'm on a trip, and I'm going to come home, bring presents for the wives and kids home, hopefully. And I said a lot of the stores seem like stuff we'd see in the high end malls at home.
Mm.
It's just all of them. She's like, no, I looked at them all online. There are stores that are only in London and there.
So she's telling you what she wants there.
I think it was a gentle hint.
Harvey Nichols.
Harvey, that's exactly what she said. Harvey Nichols. I took a picture of Harvey Nichols. I'm gonna send it to her. I don't know if that'll count, but no, probably not. Probably not.
I love how we say it's warming up here. I'm here in my Metal Games hoodie, 3 coats. I've got a coat underneath. You don't underestimate the desert. It says 14 degrees. It does not feel it. It says feels like 12. It feels like 4.
14 degrees. What is that in Fahrenheit? Like 57?
You say it as if we can't all see it's in front of us.
I'm just guessing. I don't know. I do the math in my head.
You're just guessing.
So
You're smart, man.
we're waiting for the official results. We'd love to give the official results before we sign off here from Metal Games 2025.
What's been your favorite experience of this weekend?
I always love going to new countries. That has nothing to do with the race in particular. We're watching a local team finish in front of us. Outstanding. Well done, gentlemen.
They look very happy.
Our rabbits have retired for the day. They're back in their den, resting
Burrow.
up. Their burrow, as rabbits do.
There actually is, one of the sponsors here is the Burrow Recovery massage treatments.
We saw some of the athletes yesterday getting massages after the race.
Mm-hmm.
They have ice bath treatment.
You're going to be hopping in there soon.
Veejay and I had an agreement, Veejay Jones, that I will give him an interview in the ice bath. We'll both be in the ice baths. It'll be a short interview, I'd imagine. But now I'm waiting to see. It looks like it is open. Earlier, it looked like there were no staff over at the Borough Recovery. So we're gonna hopefully get an ice bath interview. That'll be on Instagram later at the OCR report. If you for the full results after we announce them here, we'll have them on our Instagram page later at the OCR report.
Absolutely.
You can find full results from yesterday's 10K individual event. They're up on the OCR report Instagram already. My favorite part of the event, I think, is I enjoy. We work with a bunch of race brands all over the world. I really do enjoy. We call them local races.
Yeah.
But that's probably not the best way. They're independent race brands, stuff like Mettle Games, stuff like the smaller ones in the U.S. that are, they do one, maybe two races a year. They're done by people who are passionate about the sport, who, yes, it's a business and it needs to pay for itself, but that's
it's not a job.
Yeah.
It's not a job to them.
Exactly.
It's a passion.
And in Mettle Games is that, but it's also a very professional, high level version of that.
Yeah.
These obstacles
I'm so impressed by the obstacle build.
So the build's outstanding, on par with anything from Tough Mudder, Spartan, OCRW, any other of the major race brands. It would fit in easily. The treatment of the athletes has been outstanding, very professional.
The athletes have said that. I think they've really enjoyed how we were chatting to Atkins this morning. He was saying that, like, how they've been treated, how they've been respected, like how they've had like treats. They've really been looked after. Going to Mohammed's house for a huge dinner for everyone, and it's really, it adds to the experience for them.
I told that I was talking with someone today, and I said you've been to lots of races, and I've never been to the any race director's house. I've never been like served by their wife, at dinner.
I have.
Okay, well, you have.
Tough guy.
You did Tough Guy?
No, yeah. I was thinking that, but that's the only time. But that was, that's a very unusual event.
And not that we expect it. Like we're not looking for that.
Will Hicks is saying, if you invite him to a race, you also have to invite him into your home.
You do not. It's not expected. But just when it happened, it was a great show of hospitality.
Yeah, it was wonderful.
And it was very, again, not expected for any of our race coverage. Like, I'm not going to Tough Mudder's house before World's Toughest Mudder, asking Miss Tough Mudder to make me a British stew. But is that what they eat over there?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
I enjoyed having a play on the obstacles. It's always fun to get an opportunity to play.
So what we like to do before a big live stream is the day before the race. Generally the obstacles are built, and so we'll go out there and we'll do a course walkthrough, and you and I will. Plays that's probably the right word, honestly. Try out the obstacles, give them a test drive, and honestly, it helps us for live streaming. We can talk about it more intelligently.
Well, we know we've had a go, like
that's
the
heavy.
Z walls, for example.
Yeah.
We know that. Oh yeah, it looks like monkey bars, but when you do it, you realize how it changes things. We know what the weight of the balls feels like. We know that it's heavy. We know. Of course, it's heavy because you go, oh, that's this many kilos, but you felt it. It's
but
good.
Really, we were out there the day before, and then like the next morning, we're like, man, my shoulder got out.
This is kind of tricky.
That was why are we doing that?
It gives you an appreciation of what the athletes are doing.
Absolutely, and it helps us do a better job as commentators. So.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I enjoy the obstacle walkthrough. The playing sounds. It is playing, and honestly, I think that's why. At least not everybody, but for me at least, I got into obstacle course racing because it was fun.
Yeah.
I liked playing on the.
I like being a kid.
Like running is okay, but when you come up to an obstacle, like, oh yeah, especially when you're first starting, like, oh, what are we doing here? How do I do that? What is going on? And having that play experience, I think it's important for it to be fun, especially because obstacle racing can be hard, and so it's great to have the fun aspect of it as well.
Yeah. I love what we call OCR tourism as well.
Sure.
The opportunity
100%.
to travel to different places that maybe I wouldn't have prioritized had there not been a race there. And that's happened with a lot of places. And I've loved every single one of them. I've never traveled to a place for OCR and been like, eh.
What are some of your favorite places you've traveled with OCR tourism?
So I did a lot of the UK back in like 2014, 2015, a lot of random towns in the UK, which was really fun because, you don't explore your hometown as much.
Sure.
Do you know one moment that sticks with me?
Tell
And
me.
this is really random, but this is one moment that sticks with me. Was from the first time I came to do WTM with you guys. And I was waiting for Jason to come pick me up. I was outside my hotel. It was kind of early-ish in the morning, but not super early. The sun was up. And I was sitting on the curb the sidewalk, eating some porridge out of a cup.
Some porridge.
Porridge.
Sure, as you do.
In Pensacola with like a sign for Mobile, like going this way, like Mobile. I've read John Grisham, you know, and I was just like, this was one of those moments, and it's so random and so weird. Like I took a mental screenshot, and I just knew that it would be something weirdly that I looked back on and loved. And it's got nothing to do with being at the race, but because I was at the race, I got to experience that. And it sounds boring, but it wasn't. It was lovely.
I
It was
don't
great.
understand the John Grisham Mobile reference.
He talks about Mobile,
Alabama?
Yeah.
Or the gas station?
Alabama.
Mobile? Okay. We were in Pensacola.
Yeah, near Mobile.
All right.
Anyway,
I'm
so
sorry. Let me tell you one of my favorites. There's a toughest mudder race in Whistler in Canada.
Ooh.
And so Whistler is very scenic.
Yes.
And so I've done some trips where I just travel by myself to race. But this one, I brought my wife and kids came with me.
I love that.
And so we came in, I think the night before. You had to fly in to Vancouver and drive up. Very scenic drive. We had to do it in the dark. But then while we were in Vancouver, we did some kind of the tour. They have a large tram going across, getting the sign for 5 to 6 minutes for 15 minutes for race results. Okay. Well, we can tap dance for 15 minutes.
I can tap dance.
So hey,
People don't mind us listening to our
if you're watching us live, we're gonna get a miniature podcast, video podcast.
Absolutely.
Carlo and Fran get OCR adjacent. Sorry, Carlo, you're
You're ousted.
This is next week's episode.
He's gonna.
Yeah, we'll talk. We're fine. Anyway, so we're in Whistler, and my family's with me. We did some of the kind of touristy stuff. There's a large tram that crosses between two mountains. Very, stressful but exciting. And I went out and did the race. Beautiful, beautiful venue, beautiful race. But then, so to get to the race, you park your car and you take a bus, and then you kind of shuttle to the race, do the race, shuttle back. Well, the place where the shuttle was going was very close to our hotel, so I just walked to the shuttle.
Okay.
After the race, I'm tired, I'm beat up, I'm sore. I just want to go back, go back to my room and collapse. I get off the shuttle and I'm walking to my hotel room. And as I'm walking up, kind of up the street to my hotel room, just the way it was set up, you can see my actual room from the street. And my wife and kids were like kind of out there, and they're waving to me as I'm walking up, like sore from the race. It's a great memory of just, just being together.
That's love.
And also Whistler's beautiful. Yeah. Anytime I'm trying to pitch a race, like, hey, this would be a fun one to do as a family. And my wife's like, "What is that? Like Vegas? Like, come on!" Like, I'm like, "But Whistler, remember Whistler?
You guys love Vegas. What are you
We
saying?
do. But I don't know, like Granbury, Texas.
Great. Just random places. Doing the drive from LA to Mammoth. Loved it.
Yep.
The wild, like I saw tumbleweed for the first time.
You saw a tumbleweed. You don't have tumbleweeds in the UK?
We don't have tumbleweeds in the UK. I saw tumbleweed for the first time.
That's the most random thing to be excited about.
And then
a tumbleweed.
like Wild West style stores, but
Sure.
actual old school ones. Do you know what I've not done for a while? I have not checked the comments. I'm going to see. Oh, there's no comments. But if you want to chat with us, send a comment. We'll chat with you.
So if you're wondering why we're just sitting here talking, we're waiting for the official race results to come in from the team race. If you need to go grab a cuppa and come back in about 10 minutes, then
12 minutes maybe.
Did I use that right?
Cuppa, yeah.
Grab a cuppa.
Yeah, grab a cuppa.
And come on back, or just kind of stay with us. We'd love to jump in the comments if you have some questions about the race, about Fran's porridge usage.
I'm not that big a porridge fan, to be honest.
When you say porridge, does that mean like
Oatmeal?
Oatmeal?
Oatmeal.
Okay, yeah, oatmeal. Isn't that what Goldilocks say?
Yes. 3 bears.
Was a criminal, Goldilocks.
She was a bit of a criminal.
I've never been to the Middle East. I actually have.
I've been once.
Yeah, and we have a team coming in here. We don't have a camera on them, but they're finishing together. The four of them.
Is someone injured?
And there is a man.
Oh, he's hobbling.
He's hobbling, and they're finishing together.
I wonder if we can, Jason. Can we turn our camera around to face the rig or face the finish line so people don't have to look at our face?
Can
we turn the camera around so they can see the finish line rather than us?
See some of the local athletes coming across. This is how you saw Jason just turn the camera. That's how close we are to the finish line. Much like races are set up at other races, we get to see literally every single person cross the finish line. It's great. We're at the finish line of Mettle Games 2025. The elite teams have finished. The open teams are coming through. And this is kind of a fun part of the race day. If you ever go to an OCR race, after you finish your race, you got a couple options. You can kind of, finish. Sometimes they have a finisher drink. You get that, and you kind of go home. Or you do your race and hang out and enjoy the vibe, enjoy the festival area, enjoy the tents. Again, I'm about to get on a plane this afternoon, so I don't know if I'm going to sample the local Taco Bell, but I love that it's here. Like, that's risky, right? Like,
there is everything in that mall.
They got options here too, though.
They do have options here, but I was just saying, like, we saw American stuff that I've never seen in America.
Yeah. You've saw American stuff you've never seen in America?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like a Texas Roadhouse or whatever.
There's a Texas Roadhouse in that mall?
Yeah. We were like 5 minutes from it last night. We can go this afternoon.
All right. Talking to Jason, I think our production crew may be having a Texas Roadhouse meeting this afternoon. Let me tell you a Texas Roadhouse story. I used to live in Texas.
Did you?
And
whereabouts?
In East Texas near Tyler. Lived there for 5 years. Great. My son's thinking about going to college in Texas. That's a whole other story, which is great. Anyway, so when me and we'd go, I worked there, and a bunch of friends, we'd go out on the weekends and hey, let's go to Texas Roadhouse. And at Texas Roadhouse, you buy a steak, you get 2 sides of vegetables. But if you buy a certain kind of steak, it's on a bed of rice, so you get 3 vegetables. And I was like 21 and poor.
Why would it come with 3 vegetables if it's on a bed of rice?
Well, okay, 3 sides rather.
Yeah, because rice is right. No, rice is a grain.
It's a grain. You're right.
It does grow as a plant, but it's a grain.
Anyway, so I always thought I was pretty clever by ordering that certain kind of steak, getting an extra side. Also, it's just delicious. It's American food. Like it does what it says on the tin, as they say. So delicious sweet tea.
I love a sweet tea.
Love sweet tea.
I love a sweet tea.
That's a southern U.S. thing.
Yeah.
I kind of adopted that.
It's basically a cold builder's brew without milk.
I don't know what that means.
Those at home from the UK will.
Okay.
It sounds gross. Well, nice.
Sweet tea is great. I don't know builder's brew, but
builder's brew is basically breakfast tea.
Okay.
With lots of sugar and milk.
And cold, though.
No, but it's hot, so that's why I said it's like a cold builder's brew without milk.
No milk. You guys like milk in your tea, huh?
We do, yeah.
That's a thing.
Yeah.
Very exciting. Again, we're waiting for the official results.
That's why you're hearing WTM style waffle from us.
So if you're like, man, this is great content with no racing and just Fran and Will talking, you will love our WTM content.
You will love this for 27 hours. Waving at athletes as they go by.
If you want the exact same thing in a weekly format with a different host, check out Fran's podcast. Fran and Carlo are OCR adjacent. They talk about. You guys talk about. I listened to your recent episode.
How did you feel about it? Did you like our new segment?
You have a new segment where you teach each other teach is probably strong. You share a sentence in a foreign language. You are studying French. Your co-host. Okay, studying may be strong. Studying is doing a lot of work in that sentence. Carlo is studying Italian. Okay, so I'm going to teach you a sentence in Spanish.
Okay.
Hala toya hacia abajo usando dos manos.
That did not sound Spanish.
Hala toya hacia abajo usando dos manos.
Something work with both hands.
Pull down firmly using both hands.
Okay.
It's on the paper towel dispenser bathroom I used to work at.
So, I when I learned Spanish, I learned European Spanish.
Sure.
It sounds very strange to hear Spanish without a lisp.
Do I have a lisp?
No.
Oh, I don't have a lisp.
You don't have a lisp.
I don't. Okay. Here, I'll give you another one. This one's easier. Lavase las manos.
Wash your hands.
Es la ley.
In the milk.
It's the law.
Y la ley.
Wash your hands. It's the law. Also from the bathroom place I used to work at.
Is it the law? When you were
I think it's for restaurant
and
employees or whatever. But they put it on all the dispensers, I guess. They go in the bathrooms. They don't know where it's going to get installed.
What other podcasts do we have from the SER report?
You know what? Another great one. Very, very regular. One of the longest. It actually is the longest running weekly podcast in OCR. Consistently every single week since 2017. Obstacle Running Adventures. Check it out. Mike and Caitlin Stefano. Mike Ritter. Mike Stefano.
Mike
Caitlin
Ritter. Mike and Caitlin Ritter.
They recently got married. They've been together for years. Recently got married.
Recently had a honeymoon.
Recently had a honeymoon in Europe. Italy. Very exciting. Caitlin and I share an affinity for ice cream and gelato, so I was enjoying watching their trip and the
They always have good snacks.
ice cream shops. But they were doing the...
They do great podcasts. As somebody commented, nobody does their pre-show research like Mike.
Mike does an outstanding job. And if you and they have a fun kind of married couple banter going on.
Yeah, cute.
You can tell when they're kind of annoyed with each other, which I love. They're both good sports, obviously. But Obstacle Ring Adventures, you can find that at the OCRreport.com or just on your local podcast player, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. World Toughest Podcast. We talk about any obstacle course race you'd like, as long as it's World's Toughest Mudder. New episodes coming soon. The OCR Report podcast. I was actually talking with some of the athletes this morning for the OCR Report podcast. So those episodes will be dropping soon.
Dropping soon.
Dropping soon, as the kids say. And Strength and Speed, another podcast from Evan Preparis, member of our team. Now, he's recently retired. He just had his last episode. They're going to catch that. Search for Strength and Speed podcast.
He's retired from podcasting?
Well, he said it's his last episode, but we'll see. He's kind of moving on to a new career, and I don't know if OCR will be as big a role in his life going forward. Yeah. But he's got years and years of great content. You can check that out. Strength and Speed podcast, and then Nitty Gritty Training.
Oh yeah,
Faye Stinning, elite OCR athlete. Jess O'Connell, Olympic athlete. Talk about training, sometimes very specific from a ladies' perspective, but also sometimes just general, like, hey, here's good training tips and information. Nitty gritty training from Faye and Jess.
It's almost like you've gone out there and sourced excellent OCR media individuals and brought them together as one team.
So we've done a lot of work. It's building our team of OCR Report people. Speaking of our OCR Report team, I want to give a special shout out to Jason Dupree. He's our producer who's working literally side by our side here. Done an amazing job. We brought our production crew, our production equipment, all the way from the U.S., all the way from the States, and it's literally two boxes,
two
suitcases,
giant pally cases,
two giant boxes, but literally two boxes.
Yeah.
For the entire live stream production, we break it down and set it up. I say we. Jason and the mouse in his pocket. The royal he sets it up and breaks it down every single morning, doing outstanding work, bringing you broadcast level coverage, graphics, commentary equipment.
This is all done live on site. There isn't a studio elsewhere. This is all done from a table in the desert.
We are sitting on gravel in the desert, 10 feet, 12 feet from the finish line in Kuwait, broadcasting worldwide right now, middle of the night in Europe, late night in the U.S., early morning here in Kuwait. Just an amazing job. I don't even know if Jason can hear me right now. He's working alongside us. Nothing but I want to give Jason his flowers, as they say.
Nothing but admiration and respect for that fella.
Well done, Jason Dupree, without which this would not be possible.
Yeah.
Also, thanks to you, coming from the UK. You also quarterbacked our rabbit team, bringing them, sourcing those out, finding the 5 fastest men in Europe to be our rabbit team. Love that. And well done. It's been all 5 of those rabbits.
Yeah.
Our first time working with all of them, and nothing but a pleasure.
Yeah,
exciting.
They've been fantastic. They've absolutely been fantastic. All of them worked really hard. Stressful game. Really fast athletes, hot weather, new team.
Stressful for them even.
No, that's what I mean, for them. And they handled it. They took control. They decided between them, got on, worked as a team really well and kind of coordinated themselves. We had ideas and we're like, maybe, and then we realized, you know what, let's just back off these guys. These guys know what they're doing.
They've all done it before, and they're all very, very good at it. Yeah. Hey, Harry, we're watching one of our local ladies teams finish here.
Yeah.
Congratulations to them. Well done.
So did you know who else we have to say thank you to, Will?
Tell me.
You.
Well, you're very kind. You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you for bringing this all together, getting us all here, making
what?
this happen.
Well, you're very kind. I want to give a special thanks to Mettle Games and to Mohammed, who we had in here earlier, without which it would not be possible. I can do what I can do, and Jason we can all do what we can do, but Medal Games is the ones we really should thank, make it all possible. We just watched the ladies team cross the finish line. Obviously, cultural differences here, Kuwait and America, UK, but people are people. And watching the lady, they were so excited crossing the finish line, clapping and high-fiving each other, putting on medals, just like you see at any finish line anywhere around the world. So congratulations to the ladies team and to all the Medal Games athletes out there.
Yeah. It's, this is the first OCR in Kuwait.
I don't know if there's a right way to say it. I've said, now you got me in my head about it, Kuwait.
It's the first race.
Here.
It's not here. It's not that these people have seen race after race after race and gone, okay, finally I'm going to give it a go. Those racing here this weekend are the first people taking part in the first race in Kuwait.
That's pretty cool.
Like, that's scary. This is brand new.
I read about the very first Tough Mudder. I've read about the very first Spartan race.
Mm-hmm.
I read about the very, first tough guy. And I think, man, I wish I would have been there the first one.
You read
I wish
about that?
I wish I would have been there. Yeah. Like, back when
you were very tiny.
I mean, I was younger. But like, the first time is where they're still figuring stuff out.
Yeah.
And it's like Spartan had the gladiators way back when. And Tough Mudder had way more fire than is probably safe.
Necessary.
Yeah. But it's fun. It's fun to be here at the first. Well, no, California's on fire as we're speaking.
Tough Mudder.
But it's fun to be here at the very first Medal
It really
Games,
is.
and that's something you can kind of a cool story you can tell the rest of your life. I tell my kids, well, I don't tell them this, but when they say, "Hey, can I do this?" I'm like, "All right, I'll make a good story." So my son wanted to. They were doing some skit at his school where they had to shear a sheep, and he has he's kind of a bushy haircut, and he said, "Hey, Dad, what do you think about Mr. Lowe?" As we watch athletes complete. Oh, he's struggling. You got it, man. Well done.
I love this.
Oh,
come on, buddy. Come on.
Oh.
The problem is if you've already lost your band, there's not that push to really go for it.
Sometimes I remember going across rings, and you're like, I am literally going to fall. I can get one more ring, and like, oh no, I can't. Okay, one more, and you, if you can just squeeze one more ring out, you can get across.
Come on.
This is, watching these kind of local athletes do it is a great reminder of how good.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Nicely done.
Yes.
Well done. How good the elites make it look so easy. And that was a regular guy doing it. That'd be like you or me doing it, struggling, and he got it done. Well done. Outstanding. And the team finishing together. Congratulations. A shout out from local athletes. Well done, guys. Good job. Still looking forward to getting our official race results. As soon as we have those race results, we will bring them to you. So you and I have talked with the race director off camera several times this weekend. And the team here is very happy with how everything's gone. First year, obviously. But I anticipate Medal Games 2026.
I do. I mean, he said he was thinking about putting an event on in November. So
I would imagine, I haven't talked with him about this, but I would imagine holding events here in the summer is not a great option.
Oh, no, absolutely not. Well, they said it gets up to 50 degrees Celsius.
About 120 American. So that would be, it's kind of like Spartan Race Canada. There's no races in the winter. They're summer only there, and they're going to be winter only over here. So we'll look at when we find out more about that. If there's any news on Medal Games,
you'll hear it here first.
Hear it here first. OCRreport.com, at the OCR Report on Instagram and Facebook.
Hey, if people want to support us, how can they do that?
You know what? That's a great question, Fran. Thanks for asking. You can become a member of the OCR Report by going to patreon.com/the OCR Report for $5 a month.
Wow, that's less than one coffee a month.
Less than one cuppa.
Less than one brewski.
I don't know what that is. We're in Kuwait. For $5 a month, you can support the sport you love. We have great stuff, exciting stuff lined out for this year. More community building activities. Being out here. So patreon.com/the OCR Report, $5 a month. to support the sports you love. Strong finish.
Very strong finish from that kid.
Look at that.
Love it.
So we just watched, an individual, young, probably 16, 17, cross the finish line. There's individual 5Ks and there are team races going on here today.
5K is good starter distance, isn't it?
It is. It is. Spartan Sprint 5K. Tough Mudder has a 5K or a shorter race than just their 5K.
Patreon.
Patreon.com/COCR report. Support the sport you love. Races like this. Oh, we got a guy, a little flex there. He's got
love this
energy to go. Here we go.
We are seeing very competent athletes in the open wave, aren't we?
We really are. Oh, he's trying to kick. He missed it with the kick. All right, just tap it. There you go. Well done, friend. Outstanding. Being out here reminds me, talking to the race director, even talking to some of the regular athletes and the elites, like we generally focus on the elites because that's where the race action is. That's where, not the action, but where the fastest results are, right?
Yeah.
But 98% of OCR is regular people who just want to go out on the weekend and challenge themselves. They want to do something hard. They want to have fun.
Mm-hmm.
And, being out here, it's kind of reminded me of that. Kind of back when we started, back when I started running. Like,
should we go run the course?
What do you mean?
Let's go do the 5K.
You want to go run a 5K?
Sure.
You can do that. I have an ice bath scheduled with Veejay first.
Oh,
I got to do that.
true.
He's like, I got to do it immediately after the race. I don't know if he's still here. He might have gone back to the hotel. I was like, hey, so Veejay, let's do this ice bath 5K or 5K ice bath interview. He's like, okay. And then this morning, right before we went on air, I was talking to the other elites that are getting ready in that tent. And I said, hey guys, Veejay and I are doing a ice bath interview, 60 seconds. You're all invited. I'll stay in the ice bath as long as I have elite athletes to interview. So, and I won't keep on at 60 seconds. And the kind of consensus from the athletes was, how about we go back to the hotel and do hot tub interviews? I was like, well, yeah, that's probably an easier sell for elites. Like, no one wants to shiver after the. Now, if there's a little bit of a breeze. I think if there was no breeze here, it'd be an easier sell for the ice baths.
Yeah. Now the sun is up. The breeze is lovely. I'm actually still in all my coats, but we got a big limp coming on. Oh no.
Oh boy. Oh man. But he's finishing. He's still front of the line. Outstanding. Well done. Well done. Love seeing that. Love seeing that. We haven't really highlighted it. Mettle Games has good medals as well.
He's wearing Crocs.
He is not.
He is wearing Crocs in sport mode.
We just had an athlete in sport mode with.
Well, I mean, why do you need trainers like in this terrain? You don't need the super muddy grip, do you?
I would imagine. You want to hear a story about Crocs?
Sure.
It's a true story. They're not a sponsor, so I feel safe sharing the story. They were making a movie about 20 years ago called Idiocracy. It's about a guy who somehow gets in it. Luke Wilson. You know this movie?
No.
So Luke Wilson somehow accidentally gets himself into a time machine.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes forward like 100 years in the future. Mm-hmm. He comes out and everyone is stupid. Like social media and everything has dumbed everyone down. Everything is sponsored by Mountain Dew. The president is a professional wrestler. It was made as like a mockery. It was more of like,
we got there really fast, didn't we?
Kind of feels like prophecy. But anyway, everyone's dumb. And he, as a regular person from the year 1990, is a genius. 100 years, I don't know the year. People are yelling at that's not the year. Anyway, when they behind the scenes, when they're making the movie, the director's like, I need some futuristic looking shoes, but they have to be stupid. So one of the costume designers says, hey, I found these things. Like, what do you think of these? And it was before Crocs were officially out. And somehow he kind of like a free market pair of Crocs.
Oh my God.
And they're like, yeah, that's perfect. They didn't alter them. They didn't do anything. They just had all the dumb people of the future wearing Crocs.
Oh my gosh. Whoa. Wow. Wow.
Don't get stuck up there, friend. Oh, you can do it. Grab it.
She's not allowed to kick it?
Yeah, you can kick it. Oh, I don't think she got it. She got to do it again. Do it again.
Oh my God.
Wow. Oh. Hello.
Question, does it show if someone finishes the race?
One more time.
Does it show in the system if someone finishes the race?
We're not timing.
We don't have the timing system.
I just want to see if they finished.
Oh, I don't know. But you can probably ask at the end. Maybe that's in over there. They may be able to help you. We don't have any of that information.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you. We very often get mistaken for timing.
We kind of made a habit of just pointing to the left or to the right. Like just we just
over
point.
there.
We just point.
Sometimes we have a board that says we are not timing this way.
The thing is, we look very official with our broadcast setup and our cameras and our computers.
We also look like we're doing no work whatsoever. So
That's true. We're sitting at a table,
chit-chatting, watching this lady attempt this again. Wow,
and she's still strong enough. She's got plenty of
she's got it in her.
gas in the tank for one more attempt. You generally, when I do that, the first time if I don't make it the first time, I'm like, I'm done. All right, here we go.
Yeah, you don't want to be.
Yes! She got it. Well done.
She's amazing.
The first attempt was more impressive looking. The second was more
efficient.
Yeah, got it done. All right, and she just gave her friend a tip. I feel like I was saying something a minute ago. I don't remember what it was though.
You were, but it's okay. I've forgotten to. Crocs.
Oh, anyway, so Crocs are they just put a regular pair of Crocs on. Before Crocs were known, like, hey, these are what dumb people wear in the future. And now they're like super popular. And we just saw a dude finish this race in Crocs.
I mean, my daughter wears Crocs, so
I don't wear Crocs, but there's some in my house, I'm sure.
I've got to say I've never seen someone finish a race in Crocs. I'm sure it's happened before. I've never seen it.
Here we go with a.
Oh wow!
With a piggyback finish. Well done, ladies. Outstanding. You know, we don't. This is with our just kind of hanging out here, giving
fun.
WTM vibes. And again, the only reason we're kind of tap dancing here still and just sharing stories.
Just we love it.
We do love it, but we're waiting for the official team race results, which we have not received yet. As soon as we get them, we'll share them with you here, and you can find them if you're like, I'm not going to hang out. Check out the OCR Report Instagram later today. We'll have the full race results available online. OCR Report at the OCR Report on Instagram.
Where's the OCR Report going to be next?
It's a great question. We have a full race schedule this year, going to the Spartan U.S. National Series races in the U.S. We are going to do some races in Canada, some races in Mexico. One big race for us this year will be the World's Toughest Mudder, the Tough Mudder Championship, 24-hour championship race.
That's happening in June in the UK at Beaver Castle.
Yeah, that's kind of your neighborhood.
It certainly is.
It's been in our neck of the woods in the U.S. for about 13, 14 years, so we're excited to be traveling down the street from you. And I hear you're hosting all the OCR Report crew at your house?
I mean, it's a couple of hours down the road, so I'm not sure you want to be traveling like that every day.
I don't know. I'm used to being welcome to the house of the host. So
I mean, I'm not the race director.
Well, I'll allow it.
You're all welcome for dinner.
It's a 2-hour drive for him. I can't do that. I don't like running that far. When you run super far, when you do a long race, I ran a 30-miler. I ran a 50-miler.
Yeah.
The very first joke everyone likes to say, non-runners, I'm sure you've heard it. The very first joke, 50 miles? I don't even like to drive that far.
I don't.
So when I hear someone's driven a long way, I like to tell them, I don't like to run that far.
I didn't even question it. I was like, yeah, fair.
It doesn't make any sense unless it's like you gotta be like 2 layers in to get the joke. So it doesn't really. The best jokes are the ones you have to explain.
You do like jokes, don't you?
I do like explaining jokes.
I think, do you know what part of it is? I think there's something about doing race coverage going from dark to light that's discombobulating.
Tough on the body?
Yeah,
the brain?
I think that's what it is. I don't think it's necessarily... Because, you know, with, like, when we do the overnight coverage, I'm always fine. And then last year, I really struggled with the last bit because we started later. So we went later. And once the sun comes up, it's like, woof.
You know what? It is opposite when you are running those races.
Oh, yeah.
Like when you get a little bit of a little energy boost when the sun comes up.
Veejay over there having a little snack. Snacky snack.
I'm glad to see Veejay Jones is still here.
Yeah, I hope so. Well, it's podium time soon.
Podium time. My ice bath partner in ice baths.
Come join us, VG. Headphones?
We do not have a third set of headphones anymore.
Oh, wait, we have results.
Here we go. Veejay Jones with some breaking news.
Breaking news.
Tell me, what do we know?
All right, so in third place, so they split it into men's and women's teams.
Okay.
In third place for the men, M2.
That's Thomas Von Tonder and Veejay Jones.
TVT VJ.
Okay.
In second place, I don't know what the team was called, but Team UAE.
Okay, sure.
Yep. Sergi. Team Sergi.
Sure.
And
Sergey Peregrine.
in first place, Team Atkins.
I noticed the enthusiasm level in your voice.
They did really well, but the real controversy.
Oh, let's hear it.
The real controversy is the first place women's team.
Yes.
Obviously, we know them.
Sure.
And there was a 5-second separation between them and another rival team.
Another men's team.
A rival men's team.
When you say separation, what does that mean?
There was 5 seconds difference between who won and who lost.
Okay.
And unfortunately for TVTVJ or TVTVJ, we lost by 5 seconds to Team Nicole.
So in the overall podium,
Team Nicole reigns supreme over TVTVJ.
So what we're saying is on the mixed gender podium, which is what we're expecting, we have in third place Team Diamonds Are for Eva, is what we call them. Nicole.
Diamonds Are for Eva. Yeah.
In second place, we have Team UAE.
Yep.
And in first place, we have the A team.
Yes, that is correct. But it doesn't matter because there's men's and women's teams. So realistically, that competition, whatever, it's all good. But 5 seconds, yes, 5 seconds. You know, you need when you lose by 5 seconds, you think of all the places you could have found 5 seconds. Like, oh, what if I picked that rope up just a little quicker? What if I had not like tied my shoe at that moment? You know, you think so many thoughts running through your head. But props to the ladies. They took us down today, and you know we ran hard. They just ran harder. So
we've been waiting here for the results because they were reviewing the VAR. Were there any penalties issued?
Not that I'm aware, or maybe this isn't official. I just went over there and I was like, no. So I went over there and I asked. I said, hey, I need to know if these ladies beat me or not. And he was like, let me tell you. And then he showed me. And he was like, they beat you by 5 seconds. And I was like, okay. And he seemed to say that was official. So
it sounds more unofficial.
Well, you're hearing it from me, so
everything's unofficial from.
But
Yuji.
I'm feeling pretty good about the ladies in first, TVTVJ in third, Team UAE in second, Team M1 in the first. I think we can lock that in. Final answer.
I'm going to say it. I'm uncomfortable with this because we've been speaking about a mixed podium, and can't change things. Can't change things after the fact.
There hasn't been a mix. He told them that the women were first. We just talked to him. We just talked to our race director, our Mettle Games owner, Mettle Games founder, Big Mo.
Well, let's take that as read.
What does that mean?
They're the results.
Nice. Yeah, so breaking news. We rolled it. We found it. We have made it happen. And just a quick shout out to the guy behind the scenes here. He's been running everything. He's doing a great job, from SIM card malfunctions to tracking down English people to run after athletes. He's been a great job. His name is Jason Dupree. And Jason Dupree, and we love him. He's a fantastic man, and he's kind of like the technological wonder behind all these events here. So shout out to him.
Shout out to him. He does a ridiculous amount of work by himself.
100%. And you know what? He doesn't ask for any praise. He just does his work, packs it all into a box, and says, "I'll see you at the next one." So
Do you know what's worst of all?
no.
He has to sit next to me whilst I look at his screen and go, give me that one, I want to see that one, put that one up there.
Yeah, and she pokes really hard
so
on
sorry.
sore people.
So sorry.
if you weren't aware.
So there we go. That was the Mettle Games, the first Mettle Games, the first OCR in Kuwait. Any final words,
This was the
Veejay?
first obstacle race. There's been no Spartan race in this country or anything.
Are you and I still on schedule for an ice bath? Oh.
I don't know.
Okay, so we got the official results. Just came back from. So that's what we just said, right?
So that's what Veejay Jones brings official news by word of mouth, and they decide to go double check behind his back and think he's wrong. Let the record show that Veejay Jones is 1 for 1 on official race results.
Trust but verify is what we like to do.
Trust
so
but verify. Okay.
You brought us the provisional results.
Absolutely.
Jason Dupree just brought us the official confirmation of your provisional results.
The official. Oh, so he was just a confirmation of my truth.
Absolutely.
Okay. So that's wonderful. Wonderful.
Yes. Yeah. Yep. Well
Excellent.
done. In the mouth of 2 or more witnesses.
That was fun. Did we get to see in the live feed our team doing the Atlas carry?
Yeah, we saw it.
You got to see my Atlas carry?
I saw up on the shoulder you're talking about?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Veejay wants to make sure.
Thank you so much. So that was the highlight of my weekend.
Was the highlight of your weekend was the Atlas carry today?
Highlight of the weekend was the Atlas carry because. So what I did was yesterday I did not put that ball up on my shoulder because I wasn't entirely. This is a bad look. I didn't know that I was.
The Subway sandwich or the hat?
The hat. Goodness gracious! I don't know if that's a big move there. Should I be blocking that?
The logo?
The logo.
Is it a bad logo? FJ?
FootJoy. Titleist.
Oh, is this your golf?
It's a golf brand. They make golf shoes.
You want to plug any golf content?
Yeah. Follow the Speed Golfer on TikTok before it gets banned in the U.S. in like a day or two.
Tomorrow. Yeah.
It literally gets banned. So just blow it up. I know you guys want to blow it up right before TikTok gets banned in the U.S. And then we're all on Instagram Reels until the end. But the Speed Golfer, I have like 5 videos up. It's great content. You can watch me run and golf at the same time, and that's like I think that's my true calling right now.
Speed golf.
Love it. Absolutely. But overall, from an outside perspective, Will,
tell me
how are you feeling about the production? Everything going on here at Mettle Games.
I couldn't be happier. Just like our side of it, for the broadcast OCR report side of it, every time we do it, I'm amazed. Like if you look to your right, there's 2 Pelican boxes. That's our broadcast studio. Jason brought from America, and that brought a worldwide broadcast of Mettle Games to the world. Those 2 boxes and all the work Jason puts in.
What a guy!
Couldn't be happier with anything. I mean, there's obviously you can always improve but very happy with it. From the other side of Mettle Games, everything's great. I've loved watching the race. Loved being out there on course the day before you guys ran the course. We checked out the obstacles. We played around a little bit with the Atlas balls and with the rigs and the Z wall and all that stuff. I have no notes. I think it's great.
No notes.
I'm trying to think of. I mean, there's always things. I don't know. No, yeah, really no notes. I mean, there's things you could tweak, things you can make better, things you can improve.
Of course.
But there's nothing where I'm like, that was bad. Not a single thing where I'm like, that part was terrible. Like I can't think of one.
That's true. Absolutely. He put together a good event.
Yeah, especially for a first one, like first time. Yeah, 100%.
And you know that OCR athletes are complainers. We love to find something to complain about, and that we're all coming out and we had a good experience and we don't have any big complaints.
Yeah,
is amazing.
That's great.
I think there was a little bit of inexperience in handling a couple things here and problems they didn't know that would arise. But when problems arose, they handled it, put a solution in place, and moved on with a smooth event. So
clear communication.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Great.
I love that.
Yeah, 100%.
Love that. So really just a solid like 9 out of 10 first try, Mettle Games, well done.
So going back to team race results. Would we consider you in third place or fourth place?
I mean, technically,
sure.
We're a third place team.
Technically, you're a third place team,
but
as far as like
how much
finishing
how much time we spent out on the course,
Sure, yeah.
technically we have the fourth fastest time.
Okay. And then why is it fourth fastest?
Because a team of 4 women came up quietly behind us.
Sure.
And said, dunk. Like, I just saw Nicole's arm come right over the top of my head and just smash a basketball right into a hoop right next to my face.
You know, if you watch the live feed later, they were impressive. They were fast the whole way.
They were
teamwork on
quick.
the obstacles. That's something the women did. The men did not do. It's like when they got to walls, the women helped each other. Men were kind of like, or every man for himself.
So, yeah, but realistically, me doing a wall by myself versus someone helping me over a wall is probably going to take me longer if someone helped me do a wall.
8-foot wall?
Just jump.
Sure, a little boost to the butt. Nothing?
I did a 10-foot wall in Mexico.
All right.
No problem.
No problem.
Yeah, I'm an athlete. And as we were running up, we were talking to our boys. It was the first time we had met, and we're
Sure.
out there racing together, but we want each other to do the best. And I said, hey, guys, how are we feeling about these walls?
Sure.
Do you feel like it'd be faster if you did it by yourself or if we helped you up on over? And they were like, we got this.
Yeah.
And I said, good for you, man.
Yeah.
So I was very happy for them. They felt confident and strong. So I said, you shine.
Yeah.
You go out there and shine.
It's kind of a sign of respect too. Like, I'm just going, all right, you got it. I'm not going to help you.
I was actually very impressed with our team's communication. So I'm not obviously I'm not a local to Kuwait. I don't know how many people speak, Arabic and English.
Sure.
But we communicated well, and our guys said what needed to be said.
Mm-hmm.
No complaints, no nothing like that. And they worked hard. They got out there, and we had a day.
That was great.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. I think it's kind of interesting, like the assigned teams aspect.
Sure.
Where you kind of show up and they're like, hey, this is your team. Like, we're going to mix everybody up and you got to go race.
Right.
And we had a similar thing years and years ago at Hildervat.
I was just going to bring that up.
One time event that shined real bright and then just fizzled out like a firework. But it was kind of fun. Like, the team race the next day was a real blast, and it was randomly assigned teams. Similar thing where they brought a bunch of athletes out, like competitive athletes, got everyone on the start line. And then, we got assigned to random teams for the next day, which was really fun.
Yeah.
Actually. So I think it's cool, like, mixing up some of the top athletes with, like, some locals.
Mm-hmm.
Like, getting them an experience that they're not going to probably have without, like, having assigned teams like that. And it was cool to, like, race with other people and try to push them, like, to their limit and kind of balance that game of you don't want to break your teammates early, but you want to get as much out of them as you can, and then they want to work really hard for the team too. So what was interesting is, like, at first we kind of had to rein them back. It's like, hey,
they're going out hot.
Take it easy. Yeah, it's like they're like, oh my gosh, like Thomas Van Tonder, what a massive mountain of a man. I want to run fast for this guy.
Sure.
But you got to hold him in. Right, don't let them go out too hot. But then later on in the race, like, they're starting to fade a little bit. So then you got to start, like, adding to them. You got to start pulling them along, like pushing them for some pace.
Mm-hmm.
Just bringing, like, racing experience to guys that, like, might not have as much experience or not as much, like, fitness or whatever. But it was cool. It's a cool aspect. I liked it.
One of the things Fran and I were talking about during the race was what the pressure those guys might feel. Like, oh, I'm on a team with Veejay Jones. Like, Thomas Van Tonder, the guys racing with Ryan Atkin. Like, so one guy with 3, world championship level athletes. That's a lot. It could be a lot of pressure. They're people just like anyone else. Like, if it was me, if I was that guy, I'd be like, oh man, don't screw up in front of VJ. Don't screw up in front of Ryan.
I understand. He was like, man, this guy's a scratch golfer.
That's probably what I was thinking. I have to run alongside the scratch golfer today.
Yeah, it's I think it's cool though. Like, I would have not died, but I would have done a lot of things to have a cool experience like that early on in my career. Like,
sure.
Because usually when you sign up for team events, it was like you get people of your similar level or people that you can work together with. Like, when we went to one of my first kind of bigger events was the North American OCR Championships,
sure.
Which was really, really cool. But I got on a team with James Nair and John Penland. James Nair and John Penland. You remember those
Sure,
guys?
yeah.
And we put a team together, and we did really well, but it would have been so cool, like, as a young athlete coming around and just to be randomly assigned, like, you're going to race with Ryan Atkins today, or you're going to race with Hobie Call today, and you'd be like, really? Like, that's so cool. So I don't know if they felt that way, the way that I would have felt, because I was kind of enamored with, OCR athletes, but it gives people that chance. Like, if they are really big fans of the sport and they get to, like, interact and race alongside of, Leon Kofod, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And Leon's not even a scratch golfer.
Leon's not even a scratch golfer. He doesn't have that title yet.
Sure.
I'm sure he could be. He's a very talented and coordinated individual.
Sure. That's cool. What's up? What's next for you? What are you up to?
I need to get in shape. Realistically, 6 weeks to third place.
Yeah.
6 weeks to third sounds like a punk album or something, but I think it's cool. Like, my body feels like it's waking up. Like, this whole week I've been running every day, which I haven't done in a while, and after yesterday's race and then getting out there and, like, sprinting between obstacles and really getting after it, they kind of lit me up, and it woke up something in there that's been asleep for a while. So
love it.
I'm excited. I want to do some more racing. Realistically, I don't know if I can get fit enough in time for Trifecta Champs, but I feel like Trifecta Champs could be a really fun thing to do.
That's West Virginia. That's a great race format.
The race format's incredible, and it's one of the best race venues that we have in the U.S.
Sure.
West Virginia's a blast. When you don't get attacked by wasps, it's even better. And so we're just going to hope for that era of West Virginia. But I love that course. I think it's really, really fun. So I got to go through full ankle rehab to make sure that, because I was able to, like, roll and tweak my ankle out there on pretty moderate terrain, and West Virginia is going to test that really, really hard. So as soon as I get back, working with the PT, putting some needles in the ankle, whatever's necessary to get it ready for crazy terrain.
Sure.
And then try to get in shape. And if I'm not fit enough when it comes time to run Trifecta, then I won't. But I'll shoot my shot. We'll see if we can duke it out a little bit, show up to a couple obstacle races here and there in the future. But it seems like there's a lot of opportunity in the Middle East, and there's a lot of innovation and new racing taking place here. So I wouldn't be surprised if you see me back here a couple more times, either this year or in the coming years.
I heard you were thinking about World's Toughest Mudder.
I heard that people were really trying to force me to do World's Toughest Mudder, and I understand the appeal, but this is like my fast era. I know I've been around the sport for a long time, so people just assume I'm 35, but I'm only 26.
Sure.
So this is my time to run fast, and I don't really want to be jogging around for 24 hours. Even though it does seem exciting, but I struggle with doing things just for fun.
Sure.
Right? So
hang on. You don't like to do things because they're fun?
I struggle taking the competitive side out of it.
Okay.
So if I was going to go do World's Toughest Mudder, the best thing for me would be to go and do World's Toughest Mudder with the whole mindset of I'm going to do this 24-hour race.
Sure.
I want to continue and do whatever I have to, stay alive for 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
But what I would do is I would get out there and be like, I'm going to compete. I want to win this thing.
Yeah.
And then I would die, 14 hours in and have a terrible time. So I think
someone's got to win it.
But I think I need like a decade more of endurance training. And then once I'm starting to slow down, then I'll be like, all right, maybe I'll go jog around for 24 hours.
What I'm hearing you say is that World's Toughest Mudder is for old people.
World's Toughest Mudder is for the seasoned endurance athlete.
Chris Rogloski ran 100 miles, and she's like 24.
Okay, I'm just going to put this is a public service announcement. This is a PSA to everyone out there that thinks that all athletes are the same. They're not. And Chris Rogloski and Ryan Atkins are absolute freaks of nature. I don't know how they do what they do. No one else can do what they do. And you can't put yourself in that position. So I, young, cocky athlete coming into OCR thinking I can do anything.
Sure.
I took my time, like going through the right motions and getting fast the shorter stuff and then expanding into longer events. But at the same time, I thought like, I'm going to be able to do whatever these guys can do. And you watch Ryan Atkins go run 24 hours and then come back and still be competitive in a Spartan Super. And that's just not in the cards for someone like me. Nor is it in the cards for someone to run like 110 miles at World's Toughest Mudder and also be High Rocks World Champion in the same year. That's insane. That doesn't make any sense. I can't do that. Okay, I'm not going to go smash Hunter McIntyre in a 55-minute event that has really heavy sleds and then be like, oh, let me just go jog for 24 hours and be the best in the world at that. That's just, I just can't. I can't. I'm not built like that. And those two individuals have recovery like I just don't understand, and they can just push so far into a realm that just doesn't even exist for me.
You know how they recover so fast?
Sleep.
Ice baths.
Ice baths. And are you saying that there's an ice bath about 50 meters to my left?
Oh, my goodness. Right behind me.
That sounds really good. You know what?
I brought towels for us.
That is enticing, but you know what's more enticing?
Tell me.
Hot tub.
Hot tubs.
At where are we saying? The Holiday Inn? No,
Inn.
The Hilton
Garden Inn.
Hilton Garden Inn at the Avenues Mall. 1:30 p.m. and everyone's invited to the jacuzzi. If you're tuning in, stop by. If they don't let you in, that's not on me. But you're more than welcome to show up. We'll be there. We'll do interviews. We're doing ice cream, and we're doing hot tub.
That sounds like a great afternoon.
I think so. I think that's great.
Veejay, we're about to close down. Are you got any last thoughts on Mettle Games 2025?
Yes. Shout out Mettle Games for bringing out some athletes, giving us an opportunity to experience a new race and a new culture. Most of us have not been to Kuwait before, been in the Middle East, but everywhere's a little different. Everyone brings their own spice to their world. So really appreciate that. Really appreciate you bringing us out. I try not to miss out on any opportunities these days because I always regret every time I don't take advantage of these opportunities. So this was a great one. Met some really, really cool people. Spent some time with some friends that I already know. And yes, absolutely great experience. And if they improve upon this event, this is going to be a world-class event. Sure. I think so. Like for a first try, first proof of concept, this was magnificent. And we all enjoyed it. We all enjoyed the way they laid out the obstacles, where they put them, the whole structure of the event. At no point were you just out there running for too long. Like you had the sections of obstacles and it was just really well done. Just a really well done obstacle race. And I'm really excited to see what they could do in the coming years.
Outstanding. Veejay Jones, thanks much. Always a pleasure, man.
Yes, sir.
Let's give the mic over to Jason real quick.
Yeah, let's
jump
give
in
it to
here,
a
Jason.
professional.
And Fran, don't go too far, and we'll wrap up here in a second. Don't go too far. We'll wrap up in a second.
It's stuck on my Birkenstocks.
Hey, Will.
Jason, producer, well done. Another great race weekend.
Thank you.
What are your thoughts on Mettle Games?
It was a lot of fun. I think y'all talked a lot. Like I hear Veejay say a lot of. They did a great job. They put on a great event, and there's a lot of big races that do the same, and people still complain. I think one of the biggest things about it is just customer experience. Like they put on a good customer experience. They brought these athletes out, treated them well, and everybody had a great time.
Yep.
People are willing to overlook minor things whenever they have good customer experience. And Muhammad definitely did whatever he could to make sure that everybody enjoyed themselves.
Are you going to do an OCR Talk podcast episode about the event?
Normally I do that when I'm driving back to the airport from such things, and that won't be the case for this one because we're going to go straight to the airport and we'll be in the car together. But if I get a wild hair, I'll do one later on at home. There was definitely some technical things to talk about. Sure.
Yeah. We don't need to get into all of it right now, but yesterday morning, right before broadcast, brief. We were waiting on SIM cards for our Rabbit
we were
cameras.
Hoping to get them the day before, and they weren't able to get them until later in the evening. And we, at that point, everybody, like Muhammad, had come back to the course to finish taping up and stuff, and we were already going back to the hotel. And it was one of those things where it's like I knew we should have done it. If we had the chance, we should have done it, which is ideal, but it just didn't happen. And sure enough, it caused issues.
But we ended up getting people like Ryan Atkins is like, yeah, you can use my phone. And we had problems with getting the SIM cards out of. We had to borrow earrings from Fran. Fran broke an earring on trying to get her.
The little pin that you use to pop a SIM card open.
Yeah.
The one that I thought I had in my bag wasn't there. So yeah, we had to get earrings. I broke one of Francesca's earrings trying to do it because hers was too thin, and we ended up using Libby Joyce's mom, Katie's.
One of the elite athletes that ran yesterday, her
Yeah.
mom donated an earring.
We used her phone and Francesca's phone because the two phones I had, one just would not activate with the SIM card, and the other one didn't have a SIM card slot. Something I didn't know, that newer iPhones, 14 and newer, I think, don't have SIM cards slots in the U.S.
Yeah.
So the British guys that had iPhones, all good.
Sure.
Very crazy. Just crazy
stuff like that. There's
Yeah.
there's always something, not problems, opportunities, and you always overcome it. I used to stress out when we were first starting this. I would stress out. I'm like, we're supposed to start at 7:45. It's 7:44. Like, I know it'll all work out. You've shown us time and time again. Yeah, we'll work it out. We'll figure it out. We'll make it work. And every single time you come through.
The biggest thing I've learned, though, is that even if it doesn't work out, there's still something else that you can do. I've had situations where I've lost footage or I had completely no signal at all, and then you just have to pivot and say, okay, well, we'll do recorded version instead, or something that will still get some, or even just like I can't do a recorded live to tape version.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll edit it.
Sure.
And maybe it'll come out a few days later. Maybe it'll come out a week later because we don't have commentators that are available soon enough.
Yep.
But you just pivot and get what we can.
Love it. Well, Jason, congratulations. Well done.
Thanks.
Another great weekend. I've heard nothing but positive feedback on the streams.
Fantastic commentators, fantastic rabbits. The SIM cards, definitely some of the best cell signal we've seen anywhere.
Isn't that wild? We get better cell signal in the middle of the desert in Kuwait than Jacksonville, Florida. That's wild. That's a true statement. That seems crazy to say, but it's true.
Even the Starlink that we use for the production computer, Starlink itself had better download and upload speeds than I get in the U.S. in Dallas.
Yeah, that's wild.
So weird.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, cool, Jason.
You want to call it out, Francesca?
Yeah, just well done.
Thanks. Thank you for bringing me out here, and our whole team, and just all y'all guys are awesome.
Bring Fran in here to wrap it up. Close us down here on Metal Games 2025. Fran?
Thanks for that, Jason.
It's
Will?
been a great weekend, Fran.
It's been an incredible weekend. Great people, great coverage, great race.
I don't know we've been talking probably an hour post-race. I don't know what else we can really add at this point, but you got any last thoughts?
No, it was fantastic. I'm very happy to have been here. Happy to have called it. Nice way to kick off 2025. Some good competition happening out there. Good to see some names old and new.
Love it.
It's been brilliant. So,
well, hey, so thanks again to Metal Games. Subscribe to us here on YouTube at the OCR Report. Follow us on Instagram. And we'll see you at the next one.
See you at the next one.
All right. Thanks, guys.